Alright guys, welcome back. So this is gonna be an exciting time for us as our event has just started. For that, let's donate what we trained them for, and let's see what else can be done here. Our army is all set. We all need to move to our next level. So you are ready for that? Me too. Let's go for it. Here you will find the link as well. Let's directly go with it.
Yo-Yo 23 coming in with yet another 3-star. 4 alternate attacks have yet to fail here in day number 2 here of the World Finals. Banks, this is an incredible performance from both clans.
You never had a doubt. Don't pretend that you were going to doubt that Yo-Yo 23 is going to come through in that attack and get himself a triple. That is 4 triples on the board on the road to, yes, I can say it now, they're on the road to a perfect war against Existence, one of the biggest clans in the world, like one of the most respected clans in the community, and alternate attacks might get a perfect war against them, Bash.
It's possible. I mean, you jinxed it, so if it doesn't happen, I'm sending them your way, Banks. But we're going to have Rigo Torres, the one and only for Existence. That last attack still has me stunned. I thought it was over, and he was able to make it get through there for the 3-star. But Rigo's going to look to respond with a Yeti Smash. No lightning spells. This is just a traditional Yeti Smash, Carbon.
Yeah, Rigo Torres coming in with that Yeti Smash, but I wanted to mention we might have to have like an emo dance almost what alternate attacks are doing. They are celebrating, looking good, and the biggest thing, they are having fun here in the World Finals. And remember, if you lose this war, you're not out of it. You still have another chance, another opportunity to make it back to Sunday, tomorrow, the final day of the World Finals. They've been competing this whole year for this moment. Let's see if Rigo Torres can get this Yeti Boulder, kind of the Yeti Smash triple. Let's see if he can crush his way through.
Working the Yetis in now, set a great funnel. He's going to try to slide everything right through that opening and use the blimp to take down to the Town Hall. I like the way this is shaping up early on here. The blimp makes it to the Town Hall. The Queen, however, snuck into that compartment on her own, so this one's going to be a little bit split as we have some Yetis on the bottom, we have Yetis in the middle, we have Yetis at the top.
Pushing his way through with the Yetis and Boulders, but the jump is down. Rage also coming through, but the healers need to transfer off to the Boulders and the Yetis in the core. And was that a freeze, or that might have just been the Ice Golem down south and freezing that Arch Tower and Cannon over there. But the Royal Champion does have her ability, but the enemy Queen, wait a second, he pops the RC ability. The RC is making it onto the enemy Queen here, but the single's locking onto his Queen.
Oh, the scatter shot took down the Royal Champion right there, Carbon. And you mentioned the hero, or the healer change rather, and that never happened. The healers didn't switch off until it was too late. Most of the troops were down, and they switched off to that one Yeti. Really unfortunate here from Rigo, looking for a 2-star, which means ATN attacks, alternate attacks, gonna move on to Championship Sunday. Existence will go on to play later in an elimination matchup. Still, what an incredible matchup we've seen from this first war on day 2.
Yeah, we're seeing some amazing performances from these players. Alternate attacks coming in. Didn't have the best war you would maybe consider for day number 1, but they completely have turned that one around here. And Rigo Torres trying to finish this one off. Doesn't have the Queen ability. The single is doing a massive amount of work, and this Queen is like, I don't want to go for that single, and she's just completely walking right by it.
That's so devastating. The Queen is going to get fried away by the scatter shot, not even by the Inferno. Inferno finishes her off, but that scatter did massive damage. The one archer here going to chip away, make that a 94%. Not quite what Rigo was looking for, but ATN, and they do it. Can they go for the perfect look? I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Boom. It's all on you to get the perfect war and bring the hype, brother.
It absolutely is going to come down to the final attack of alternate attacks. Not just going for to win this war. All he needs is to be honest, he just needs to get percentage, and because it's all tied up. But boo, considered one of the best, if not the best player in the world, going in to try to get that perfect war. We've seen one yesterday, and it was only one. But now can Alter Attacks do it here for the very first war of day number 2? He's going in against Michael DP, and he's coming in with this Zap Lalo.
Zap Lalo for the perfect. Let's see if he can make it happen. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. Nice lightning spells on that queen. Oh no, did he miss that quake a little bit there, Carbon?
He missed the earthquake onto the scatter shot. Oh no, but he's gonna drop another lightning here, take out that single target Inferno. Can he adjust this here? Oh, and he sends the Wall Wrecker straight into a Tesla farm as well. Oh, can it make its way through with the heroes coming down? Does have a poison spell to deploy, but the Wall Wrecker does not get all that far. He's got some ice golem, so at least he did break this wall open.
The wall is open, so the king and queen will be able to get in there. The queen will take out that lava hound, and the king should have no issue taking down the town hall all by itself. And then we'll have those ice golems to tank a little bit more to push in to take out that queen. This one's shaping up, but that scatter shot in the middle of the base could be an interesting factor as he gets going.
Yeah, that scatter shot in the middle is going to be devastating. There's more than likely, I would guess, there's a bunch of red air bombs right around it. Why would you put red air bombs right near that scatter shot? Because there's no air defense. You don't want to put red air bombs next to air defenses because that's where lava hounds fly and pop, and then the lava pups would pull the red air bombs. So you only want to drop, you want to place your red air bombs where there's no air defenses, typically in the middle of a base that completely wipe out balloons. And let's see if that happens here.
Good call, Carbon, but check this out. The queen stayed up in the middle. The queen never pulled over, so his heroes could take her down. This is going to be a tough fly through the base for Boom, but still, even so, this is going to be a very nice performance from this ATN squad. But can he get this done as we have the Lalo starting?
Yeah, the Lalo's coming through, but notice how that queen is still standing in the middle of the base here, and he really wanted his queen to take her down. Watch out! There's a red air bomb, and he pops the ability. We see some tests, another red air bomb, another red air bomb. They're all in here. That is what you did. Oh, and another red. They're all in the middle. Oh my goodness.
But that Warden ability was perfect, protecting through all of them. You called it, Carbon. All of the red air bombs stacked around that. Look at this. He's still got a shot. It's going to be a long shot. The air defense goes down, but that multi is burning the balloons up.
Oh man, that multi on the backside unfortunately is going to be too much here. And that one earthquake was missed by one tile. I mean, he did enough. They're going to advance. It's not going to come down to the stars or the percentage here in this war. All you got to do is you win and you advance. That's what Alter Attacks did. Beautiful performance. Yes, they were going for the perfect, but still unbelievable job from Alter Attacks here.
Devastating. I like that you read the base and noticed the air bombs potentially in there, and it was an air bomb parade, Banks.
I mean, did I really just jinx that? I'm really sorry if I did. An amazing display by Alternate Attacks, managing to secure the war with 14 stars and a crazy high percentage. Congratulations. Tactically picking apart the enemy bases. And right at the end there, you saw with Boom's attack, even though everything seemed like it was going wrong, still managing to secure a pretty high percentage 2-star. So their determination to make it through to Championship Sunday was definitely apparent throughout that whole thing. But look at that. This was incredible, Bash.
That was an incredible war. So close to the perfect 97.4% average destruction. Even though Existence only put up 12, a 94% average is still very respectable.
It is. What a way to kick off day 2 with Alternate Attacks in Existence. I mean, that attack by Yo-Yo23 as well, came right down to the wire, but still managed to get that 3-star. Oh, very quick with that base identification there, but as you can see on your screens, Existence will go into the lower bracket and face off against HT Family, and Alternate Attacks are through to Playoff Sunday. So that's going to be amazing to see tomorrow. So, to pick apart one of those attacks in a little bit more detail, he is a caster, he is a content creator, and an amazing clasher himself. It's Judo Sloth at the Telestrator.
Thank you so much, Banks. What an incredible matchup we just witnessed. Alternate attacks brought the witches a couple of times, so I wanted to break it down for you. Now, the lightning spells are a brilliant use to take down scatter shots. Now, you always want to create pathing alongside this, so by taking out the Expo and the cannon, it means the Grand Warden can easily extend the pathing. You could do this with a baby dragon or a Yeti, anything you have in your arsenal, but also keep an eye on the sneaky goblins because the main phase of the attack does not use super troops. So you could use sneaky goblins to help with the funnel or super wall breakers to get you pathing through the base. But notice from the lightning spells and the Grand Warden how we now have this clear little channel for the witches to go, and that is very important, and that will be continued throughout the attack because if you notice the wall segments are open at the side, and this is something you do want to take note for witches so that you can have the skeletons and witches walking into those areas. But let's take a step back and let's see the witches as they move to the town hall, and we just have the king and the siege barracks alongside other sneaky goblins continuing to chip away at the side and allowing the witches into the town hall area and to the other splash damages, because what you need to ensure is a thin path for the witches. If they can stick together and use their DPS with the more skeletons they have, then you can crush through splash damages. So although the other scatter shot is sitting here, Varley uses a jump spell and a rage to just get everything to it and get it down fast. And it is all because of the pathing that was created for the witches. So a lot of key points there I will summarize again, but the other main point is saving onto the Royal Champion, because often you can send her in to take the remaining wizard towers or any area where the witches might have phased out. So that is why the Royal Champion comes to the left. Varley has so many witches at the end. So remember, if you do want to use the lightning into mass witches, the lightning spells, yes, are to take out a scatter shot, but they are to create pathing to easily extend the funnel with anything else for the witches to then be sent around the base. And that is where you are then just reinforcing the funnel as you go around to keep the witches moving through and to the splash damages. Incredible performance. I am looking forward to seeing them in action tomorrow, but I believe we have an interview with Varley, Banks.
Yes, we do indeed. Thank you so much, Judo, for breaking down that attack. And I was going to say, coincidentally, you chose Varley's attack to break down. I am now joined by Varley from Alternate Attacks. Congratulations, you have now made it through to Championship Sunday. How are you guys feeling?
Thanks a lot. I think we're feeling really relieved and happy. Obviously also just very excited to be one of the 4 best clans in the world. The war was just incredible, and yeah, we're just really happy that we did it.
Well, you seemed like you were cruising. All of you had massive smiles on your faces throughout that entire war. So do you have any tricks up your sleeve for the finals tomorrow?
I guess you should check out the live stream and see yourself, but can't tell this our tricks now. But yeah, definitely after the first defense, we were just already a little bit relieved, because that means a lot to us to have like a good defense. And yeah, that was just really important. That made the mood in the team just a lot better from the start off.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck tomorrow, where the real work is going to begin for you guys. But before we roll on to the next war, we're going to switch things up in the studio, of course, because joining me on the desk now, we have Lady B and Woody. Lady B, I'm going to come to you first. We've seen Queen Walkers very much tested by Nishang Dance, but Vatang looked like they were pretty comfortable yesterday. So how do you see this war going?
Vatang looked comfortable, but Queen Walkers really showed up. The 99% defense and then Yuta coming in clutch in the end was the icing on top of the cake. So I'm really holding out for Queen Walkers today to see that same kind of performance.
And Woody, Queen Walkers also almost had a perfect war yesterday. So it's safe to assume that momentum is probably more behind them going into this war?
I think that's true, but both Queen Walkers and Vatang were at the 2019 World Finals. They are both extremely talented, and I think already today you've seen upsets on the main stage, potential perfect war opportunities missed there by alternate attacks, but certainly an uptick in offensive capabilities. Queen Walkers had the strongest opening war match yesterday with 14 stars, very close to that perfect as you mentioned, but don't count out Vatang. They might be considered underdogs here, but the Queen Walkers aren't guaranteed victory. I just am ready for this first battle to see how things start to shape up, Lady B.
Yeah, the first attacks really set the tone of these wars, seeing who can come in, set the nerves aside, and potentially pick up a 3-star off the bat. But Stadra up to plate, and he has been doing some great work here for the team. And we're going to have to see if he can do a little bit more, bringing in the Super Witches.
That's right, Lady B. Stadra picked up a 3-star yesterday and is looking to start again strong for the Queen Walkers right here and now. Super Witches, a new strat made popular by Tribe Gaming earlier this year. Though they didn't qualify for Worlds, they are watching and must be proud to see their favorite army comp storming through on the world stage. Stadra with a Warden walk up top, a bit slower than the Queen walks, but longer range lets you pierce a bit further into the base.
That long range definitely going to help out, but I also want to point out the fact that he's bringing 5 Super Witches. This is something that Itsu, who helped bring that forward in the matches, is very adamant about, because the power of the Super Witch really does rely in those big boys. So having that extra big boy really can help out, and we saw that in the last matchup. It made a difference in one of those attacks. So Stadra gets the witches set and in place. We've got the siege barracks down, and this is all leading to that push for the town hall and narrowed out.
Poor Barbarian can get scorched along the outer edge, but survives as he moves out of range of the single target Inferno. The biggest threat for these Super Witch attacks is losing on time overall, or dropping Super Witches early. Stadra only has 5, and he wants to keep all 5 of them up and alive through the entirety of this attack. One Super Witch out on the left side edge has gotten really low on hit points. Got to be careful to avoid giant bombs or any big explosions that could cause splash damage onto them. Scatter shots damaging quite a few of these Super Witches, and even though they're on target, jumping over walls and raged up in the core, it's not guaranteed victory yet, Lady B.
It is not, especially because we have the healers up top with just 1 Super Witch, where it should be inside the base with the core of the troops. The Queen had to force her ability earlier than he wanted, but we still have a saving grace here, and that is the Royal Champion and her Seeking Shield, which has not yet been dropped, but we have the Eagle Artillery up, a defending enemy Queen, but big boys are coming to the rescue.
There's no time to spare. The Super Witch up top goes down, and Seeking Airmind and Expos will annihilate those healers. There's not very much firepower left in this attack, and with a giant bomb taken out, another wizard on the bottom, the remaining cleanup troops are not going to be up to the task. Stadra from Queen Walkers is desperate for any additional percentage. The last free spell goes down to put the ice on this icy Queen, but I don't think a triple is likely. The Eagle Artillery, the last line of defense, the big behemoth on the backside just would not quit. And in the end, Stadra will get a high 80% strike, Lady B.
This is not what they're hoping to see out of it, and it's all from that start. We had the switch over of the healers. If he had that push coming in, we would have been looking potentially at a different story. And while the witch on the outside did do some good work, that eagle was the main impact. This is the risk you take when you leave eagles up to the end, and it's not uncommon with these types of strategies, but you know that you run the risk. But he at very least got the 2-star and a reasonable percentage. But warning now, with the opportunity to command a lead, Zapquake down and set for the clan castle to eliminate that, so he can start off with his hero dive opener.
Down the alarm because Warning is on stage. Warning actually had the lowest percentage hit yesterday for Vatang at a 2-star 76%. That means that this is his opportunity for redemption now. An early stat from a Royal Champion, a bit of an atypical pick here. Usually you see her coming in later for the cleanup, but instead he's going to get a bit of work done next to that Town Hall to open it up for the later Lava Hound strike. He's committing a lot of resources early on here, and unfortunately he's going to sacrifice twice. Quite a few trips to this top corner. Scattershot and Inferno Tower burning through a lot of it. But if he gets the effort in early on, he might just have the entry point necessary for the triple.
Oh, this is such a nice entry. We've got the wall wrecker leading the way. That Royal Champion was used to clear the path, get that line opening straight into it. We had the wall breakers opening up the path for the King and Queen who are taking the charge. We still have one more super wall breaker to go and the Queen ability here.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire for these poor heroes. Barbarian King is burnt to a crisp and the Archer Queen goes down to the Giga. Hold on, never mind. Had her ability to pop there, but is still going to take some more fire as she is just in the wrong spot here. Being shot at by cannons, Queen and Town Hall.
The Town Hall did not go down. He's got to adjust for this. He sends in the haste, gets the...
Oh, no!
Knows he needs to get more. He's got the freezes, but he wants to hang on to these, so now he has to force his Warden ability way too early.
That is probably the worst result that Warning could have encountered in the early stage of this hit. Forced not just to drop a salvo of balloons one time, but twice, and then pop the Eternal Tome. He is desperate to cling on to as much percentage as he can get. The only saving grace for Vatang right now is the fact that Queen Walkers couldn't triple on their first strike, but Warning is not happy about this with the last minute of his attack still underway. He's lost his Warden, and the entire army has just crumbled, Lady B.
This is a massive defense now coming in. 4 stars of Queen Walkers. That Town Hall not going down just completely annihilated all of Warning's plans. And you can have as many good plans intact as you want, but you know you have to find a way to pick up the 2-star. He handled that well. He sacrificed everything he had to get that done, and he made it work, but the percentage here now is quite a bit low.
We've only seen a few handful of hits that have only stagnated in the 60s, and unfortunately Warning will now be one of them. Vatang in the upper bracket, but just falling flat on their face against the Queen Walkers. Neither of these teams able to pick up a triple yet, but if it comes down to percentage, Queen Walkers are going to be far and ahead with a 21% gap that they've now built up against Vatang.
This gap could be a massive difference in the turnout of this. We talked about triples being a big thing coming in, but defense can be even bigger at that. So Gaku has a task to try and continue to forge a lead ahead, and he's bringing us through with Queen Charge Hybrid. We've seen some beautiful ones over the weekend. Queen working her way through from the 3 o'clock edge and lines up a nice path with the Baby Dragon to help, and the Coco Loons to take a little bit of cover for the healers.
We celebrated the Queen Walkers for having the highest hit rate yesterday, but Gaku is actually the only player on this squad to not pick up the triple. That means that we are still trying to build up momentum in this war. No 3-star yet, but a quick hit on the right side corner from this Queen will tear down the Town Hall before she gets distracted by CC troops.
It's a nice position to be in. We can see that she's not taking on too much damage here, just the cannon, so he doesn't necessarily need to force another rage right off the bat and doesn't need to force the ability. And we see this poison dropped. Nice placement that allows it to encompass all of those pups that come down. And as she can continue on her way, we've got another wall break, but this is down and set for the path with the siege barracks and the King working together to keep the hybrid pushing through.
Coconut Loon catches the Seeking Airmine. Good news for Gaku as his healers will stay strong protecting that Queen. Splash damage from the scatter shot will not be able to reach them, but take a look at the top because the main phase of the attack is underway. Barbarian King leads the charge as these heroes are supporting a massive hybrid army spread out along the top right corner, and they are encountering giant bombs, but have no fear. The Eternal Tome is here to protect them, Lady D.
That Eternal Tome doing massive work, and this final heal coming down. But look at this Queen go down at the 6 o'clock side of the base, continuing on, adding that support, hanging on to the ability as we get to see the Royal Champ holding on to her ability as well for this last remaining scatter shot, but the freeze helps to hold it off.
By Jove, I think he's done it! The first 3-star of this war coming in for the Queen Walkers. Gaku couldn't get it yesterday, but he has come back swinging hard. That is all she wrote. Well done to Gaku, coming home with the first triple.
That 3-star, did we notice that the Queen and the Royal Champion still had their abilities? And while he popped them off, he did not need to do that. We saw a lot of hero swag action yesterday. We get to see it coming in today. Gaku has got to be proud. We see the fans cheering him on to that victory here so far, but there is still more war to be had. We can't just count one single victory as the final blow.
It's a celebration. Take a quick look at that replay and now see the smiles on the faces of the Queen Walkers. They have pulled ahead and are showing off in style. Young Hun from Vatang will be your next attacker moving in. Young Hun didn't pick up a 3-star yesterday, but he came the closest of anyone with a 98% 2-star. It was just a little bit of time left at the end that separated him from that glorifying triple. Let's see what he's got here now. Electro Dragons, Lady B.
Electro Dragons, we've seen these working super quick, ripping through the bases. We've even seen them with a swag Royal Champion in the end of the raid. Now, I know that's not something you go in hoping for or assuming you can get, but we'll have to wait and see. What I do notice here is we do have a wall breaker, which means he's going to want to help to force the Queen in just a little bit further inside the base. So we have the King to tank to help with the push for the E-Drags.
This is a magnificent quick dump on the top side. Young Hun pops the Eternal Tome. Multiple rage spells going down. The freeze is out. This is a rapid fire drop. He is going straight for the Town Hall, but caught in a tornado trap. The Electro Dragons are slowed down quite a bit. Zapping through the enemy CC now. They're dragged away from the center of the base. Freeze spell to shut down the Town Hall, but there's no troops left in range. They're now distracted by lava butts on the outer edge, and there might not be any way to get the Town Hall.
He's got the Royal Champion. He knows that he needed to hang on to this. Waiting. The rage, the Royal Champion, the freeze is his only hope here. E-Drags go down, but again, it's about recovery for the 2-stars. Queen Walkers are coming in with some serious defense today. A 1-star would be phenomenal for them. Would almost put a nail in the coffin here, but no, he's not going to have it. Is he? The
skeleton defense has done it! Gaku's holding on to the 2nd star, and that is absolute devastation for Vatang.
This war could not be any stronger from a defensive standpoint. We have yet to see that 1-star, that big defense here coming through. Queen Walkers showed us some phenomenal action yesterday when they pulled in that 99% defense and were able to turn a war around with a 3-star, and now sailing through with the 1-star here now, Banks.
An absolutely devastating blow to Vatang. Queen Walkers coming in with a triple from Gaku, and then Young Hun coming in with only a single star. We are so separate now between Queen Walkers and Vatang. 5 stars on the Queen Walker side, 2 stars on Vatang's side. And just to reiterate what Woody said previously, that they're so lucky that 66% 2-star was matched by Queen Walkers having an 87% 2-star, but now we have just separated the 2 clans with those 2 attacks, Woody.
An unforced error by Vatang, and the Queen Walkers could not be happier with the result. 2 attacks on the board for each squad, and a 2-star advantage is almost too much to overcome. Stars from the Queen Walkers will be striding through valiantly on his next strike. Double Lava Hound Balloon Parade to lead off.
Patiently waiting here. You notice that timing. He's got the 7-1 combination for the Zap Quake here, and that is to take out the Clan Castle and the Queen. But the timing is key when you're looking to take out the Queen, because you need to slam those lightning spells down quickly.
Barbarian King chopping along the right edge, going to get a little bit of funneling done here for Stars, trying to get the perfect entry point. Of course, for Lava Loon hits, you're always focused on those air defenses. 3 along the exterior will be easy targets. The first goes down to the King. There's a 4th one that's a little bit more centralized next to that Royal Champion down at the bottom. Keep an eye on that one and maybe see some headhunters going to take her out too.
King's doing a great job to take down the Town Hall. We've got the Ice Golem now to tank for the Queen with a super wall breaker that's going to give her access to the scatter shot and take on a little bit more pathing value now.
freeze from the Ice Golem isn't far enough to clip on that scatter shot, and that's going to be a bit more damage coming in on Stars' Queen charge here at the top corner, but as long as she can reach that air defense, that's going to be an A-OK job for her. Only really concerned now about time, as we're over 1:10 now into the raid, and Stars has yet to get his first Lava Hound on the field.
Yeah, that scatter doesn't go down. The main push of that was to take down the scatter shot, but nicely placed Skelly's help hold on that portion of the base, and this means he's going to be coming in with the scatter shot on the back end. That's a tough thing to have to worry about. He does have a freeze. He may need to hold on to this. He's got a great push, though. It's shaped up mostly how he wanted to see, but he is going to have to adapt a little bit.
Well, the Queen Walkers can float on through. 2 stars is going to be solid for them, as they've already claimed that and are just working on overall damage now. Like you mentioned, Lady E, that scatter shot up top is going to be a massive roadblock for them to face off against, but he's getting a lot of work done on the bottom corner now. Drops the freeze on the Eagle to save a few more shots against this Dragon. Looks like it's taking the damage right now. Haste spell on the Loons to try to get through the last wave of defenses, but it just seems like there's too much to count.
He's really hanging on to these spells here. He knows he has a possibility of the last push, but there is too much DPS coming in with that scatter shot there. We've got 1 Loon dropped, hoping to distract. Freeze goes down just a tiny bit too late. And now with this Loon coming in, hasted to get on that dead zone, but a Black Bomb knocks it out. We still have the Warden's help. But does he have enough time to get that down? He's got a lot in his way to get through before he gets to the scatter shot, and it could take a lot of damage on the Warden.
This is an incredible pickup relative to where he was at just a minute ago. Stars doing his best to finish off this scatter shot. The Warden gets one more hit in, and there it goes. Still, the Archer Tower is fine on defense, and taking out these minions is going to be its #1 job. Just a smidgen of defense left up top, but there's no separation between 3 stars and 94%, besides just that little bit left.
You gotta love the fact that he's been able to try and turn that around, pull in so much percentage with a beautiful Lalo push. The pathing was superb. If he had taken down that scatter shot, we know that would have been the triple, because that scatter shot really did mess up what he had left over. But his patience on the use of the spells is what carried that through to an additional high percent that they wanted to see for the team there.
The next attack will be from Lancelot, one of our 2-3-star players. And he is ready to try to salvage this operation for Vatang. Having advanced from the in-game Clan War Leagues, they've gone toe-to-toe with the best out there. And of course, picking up that golden ticket in the very second month of competition, Vatang was right there alongside alternate attacks at the top of the game. But can they hold on to it? These gems are looking cracked right now, as the Queen Walkers are stampeding all over them in the first couple of attacks.
A 3-star is certainly needed to try and find some way to turn this around and maybe give Queen Walkers a taste of their own medicine from yesterday. But it is a long haul, and it is a long shot to try and get that done. We have the Warden to start leading the way with the Zap Quake that's helped with the path. Notice the core of the base here slightly moded out, which is going to help with narrowing out the push. He's using the natural shape of the base to go in with this plan.
Yeah, a lot of times with these spread out bases, you want to try to work with the flow of the design rather than against it. He's going to go for a U-shaped push in the top left and then work his way back up to the Town Hall, holding on to a Battle Blimp as a plan B to go after the Town Hall if absolutely necessary. Definitely does not want to repeat that 1-star hit earlier on from his squad. He needs a triple here and now just to keep Vatang alive.
This is really interesting that he's leaving that Town Hall to the very end. It's a risky approach. He does have the blimp, like you said, but you do have to worry about possible beta traps. Now, with the big boys working their way through the core, he does manage to get a push coming in, but we've got the main pack, the majority of those witches on the outside edge, and the healers have split up to the very few that are inside the core here.
Yeah, that is an awkward split for Lancelot. More often, you'd want to keep all those super witches a bit more clumped up together. He needed at least a few more in the center to deal with the CC, which is finally getting cracked down. Sends in the Battle Blimp now now, as we are halfway through this raid, it'll make a beeline for the town hall and is sure to get the second star in.
Well, those healers definitely in the core. They're at the very least help to cover some of the path for any possible traps along the way. And he's able to get through, cut across without using the Warden ability, which was used earlier, and get that town hall down. But we have few witches remaining. We still at least have the Queen and Royal Champion ability left, which is what you want to see. But now, again, that huge factor that we talk about with these super witches is time.
Royal Champion has not even yet been deployed, and I'm starting to wonder where Lancelot thinks he's going to find the DPS if he doesn't get that last hero down. Drops a couple more balloons up top to clear out an unprotected cannon, and with the last charge, here she comes, Lady B, the Royal Champion, tossing that spear, wearing that big, beautiful new winter skin, hooded and cloaked. Can she stab the dagger in the right corner quick enough? 28 seconds remain, and there's no jump spells, no ways over these hurdles except straight through them.
That long shot of the Seeking Shield, knocking down the defenses along the way, trying to get that final push coming through. 15 seconds left. We've got the Queen who's already used the ability, but we've got the storages to still worry about, and the Queen needs to beat her way through the wall. We've got witches rounding the corner, but not enough time to get this one done.
Time heals all wounds, but it also ends all raids. And in this case, Lancelot faces off against the perennial foe of Super Witches and has fallen. No chance at a 3-star redemption for Vatang, and the Queen Walkers will continue their march of glory.
That age-old tale of the Super Witches just causing time fails all the time. Lancelot had an opportunity there to get at least 3 stars on the board to try and get them into a better position going up against Queen Walkers, but only managing to be able to put 2 on the board just leaves them trailing in Queen Walker's wake. So unfortunate, Lady B.
Very unfortunate. It's a tough spot to be in, but they do know that there's a little turnaround here that if they don't make it through today or in this match, we'll see them in the lower bracket. So they've got to keep their heads up and keep their focus down. But for now, we've got Klaus in, sending the Yeti blimp to open up this path for the Queen charge, eliminating that scatter shot. But we've got the headhunters coming out of the clan castle to worry about, and the healers are taking the lead there. He freezes them up though, to try and keep this Queen coming through and alive.
The disappointment for Vatang is the celebration for the Queen Walkers as Klaus seeks to continue his 3-star performance from yesterday. Early pull of the CC, kicking it old school as he takes him down with the poison spell. A nice start here for this Archer Queen as she got an early help from that battle blimp to knock that compartment apart. Without that siege machine, though, he's not going to have an easy way of going after the town hall. And with an entry point on the opposite corner, you got to hope that he's in this one for the long haul.
Definitely in this for the long haul. We've got another wall breaker to open up her path. He wants to shape this up. When you see these Queen charges, you really want to narrow out your pathing for your Lalo, which typically means you want to see your Queen pushing into the core. And bear in mind, we've got the air sweepers in there. We have the multi-targeting Inferno in there. We have the King already shaping up some of the push, and the Royal Champion here to get that Queen motivated to move in. And we've got another scatter shot here in the way.
Most often you want to get your main army deployed by around that 1-minute mark, but the more damage you can do with your heroes, the less work your main army has to do. The shape of the base may be amenable yet to Klaus's late entry. We are over halfway through this raid, and the loons and lava hounds are still waiting to be deployed. Finally, they make their way out of the top with the Grand Warden to support, but this just might be a problem for time now, Lady B.
Time isn't too much of an issue. Because the Queen's done so much work, I'm not that worried about it. We've seen these Queen charges work their way through with just under 1:30 before deployment. The Queen needs to carry on, though, and it's that scatter shot I'm most worried about. It takes a shot on the healers, knock them out, and the Queen's not taking it down. So that could be the bigger issue for this Lalo, not getting down the scatter shot again.
Queen misses the kill on the King and trades her gravestone for his. She is finished off in the mid, and the Grand Warden has no more tanks out in front to protect these balloons. That life ore is nice and helpful, but can they make it all the way through the backside in time? 30 seconds left to finish off the last scatter shot and clean up this base. Klaus, go fast, man! There's no time to spare!
This time is not on his side for this one with the storages, but that scatter shot is raining down. But for now, taking on the Warden so the Loons can sneak their way in.
Yes!
A nice split could help to get the storages down. The
might
Warden
have it!
survives, and he's able to power through.
And he's got it! 3 stars for Klaus! The last possible second, and the Queen Walkers have all but guaranteed their advancement. There is very little excitement on their side, as it seems like they're more likely to be breathing a sigh of relief. But wow, Lady B, with the loss of the Archer Queen in the mid, a big damage differential missing for the Queen Walkers. They barely swept through in time.
That rage helped everything. A scatter shot in the back end is the worst thing you want to see, even an eagle, and he manages to come out of that clean. This is a solid showing today, not only defensively as we've seen, but offensively as well from the Queen Walkers. Diff just needing to keep motivation going for the rest of the day with his team here brings us through with the Zapquake Witch.
Unlikely he'll be able to make a difference now, as a 5-star separation for the Queen Walkers is just too much to overcome. But Vatang will have a chance later on in the lower bracket, assuming that is where they are going, and Diff wants to hold his head high as he makes his way down. They are certainly going to continue trying with 2 attacks left, but with the maximum possibility of 11 stars, Queen Walkers really just have to get an easy walkaway win with their 5th and final hit.
That's the main thing here. Playing it safe is all they need to do right now to walk into tomorrow's matches. With Diff coming through, we've got the Witches working straight to the core of the base. The King is set for the path to take on the Town Hall here, and we have his ability that's going to help force the way in and move along. And that also helps keep the Warden ability with a bit of a deeper push as he meets up with the scatter shots.
Breezing through and got another jump spell ready to go. Diff has got lots of walls to get over here, but he is ready to go the distance, hurdling over every obstacle thus far, and with plenty of healing support from the Grand Warden healers, dropping every single bit of life energy they can on these witches. That is going to be a ton of skeletons left yet. Tesla Trap on the outside is going to be no trouble at all for a Royal Champion, still holding on to that shield ability. He's now targeting the Eagle Artillery up top, and with that down, that's the main force on defense. There's hardly any splash damage left.
No splash. Well, the Wizard Towers we have to worry about. The single targeting Inferno we have to worry about, which is why he's hanging on to this freeze. But when you have your Queen ability, your Royal Champion ability, and the slew of Skellies coming through, you know you're in a good position. That last wall break down, opening up the path here so he doesn't have to worry too much about being targeted as he moves along.
Ready, aim, fire! Archer Queen's Royal Cloak annihilates the Eye of Sauron standing in the top corner, and with that, she may be no man, but she has laid waste to the enemy's countryside. Diff from Vatang gets the triple!
An incredibly impressive attack there from Diff, but is it too little too late, as Queen Walkers are still running away with it, being 2 stars ahead going into the final attack against Vatang? I mean, it's not impossible, but it's very improbable, Lady B.
I would say very improbable, but we don't count anything out. For the World Championship Finals, these teams are trying to bring their best bases forward, and sometimes all you need is a crazy defense, even like that 1 star that we saw. But it's up to Young Hun to try and have put something out there that he knows can bait in Yuta. Yuta was the hitter, though, that we saw yesterday that brought it home for Queen Walkers. And again, all he needs to do is play it safe here, Woody.
A 1 star, 41% is enough to take him over the edge. Of course, a 2 star from the Queen Walkers would also be sufficient to guarantee advancement. But Tang, eliminated in the first day of the 2019 World Finals, has got a chance to move on later in the lower bracket. But the Queen Walkers are striding through. with valiant effort. Yuta 14 in the top corner gets a great entry point for this Archer Queen, but is she going to go inside this base? Really need to take down that scatter shot and Eagle. Where's she going, Lady B?
He's forcing his King ability to try and get this Queen walking through into one of these openings. We see the wall breaker, super wall breaker coming in to open up that path. The Royal Champion also helping to set the tone, moving the Queen in. So this has worked out perfectly so far for Yuta.
A big cost, but he's willing to pay it to get down so many crucial defenses. But triple single target Infernos on the interior are going to be enough to heat up any hero or Lava Hound that comes too close. Yuta 14 has got to keep those in mind, as the CC pulled out will be an easy kill for this Archer Queen. Poison is down to finish off the pups that come on out. Scattershot still standing at that top position, could be troublesome, as could the Archer Queen on valiant defense next to that Town Hall.
That Queen is in a perfect position to take that on. We've got the direct push of the Lalo to go for the Town Hall, to give the Queen some time to take on the defending enemy Queen, to work her way through, take on the scatter shot. She takes the outside edge, though, and needs to work her way back in and get to the Queen quickly.
This is looking great, but Yuta spent a lot of spell power already. Only has one rage, a haste, and a couple of freezes left. Gets the battle blade right over the Town Hall, and with the drop, Queen Walkers have secured the 2-star and victory in this war.
He held on to that really well. That Warden stood really far behind the blimp sailing across to take down the Town Hall. Warden ability reserved now for the back end loon push, and the Queen still carries on, hanging on to her ability. This last freeze can help hold off the air defense, and he could power through this one with 42 seconds left to go.
A giant bomb dropping from the sky and detonation on Young Hun's base. The Queen Walkers holding pace in their final strike, looking for their 13th star, and Yuta will not be denied. Two heroes still standing tall, and the last ability has been popped. Yuta 14, with plenty of time for the cleanup, has got it in the bag. Congratulations to the Queen Walkers and their fans. You will be seeing them again in the playoffs tomorrow.
The Queen Walkers have been bringing fire this weekend. They earned their spot in the 6 qualifiers by taking down INTZ, who had a phenomenal performance, hitting at 80%. INTZ, nobody expected to see them go down to the Queen Walkers, but that's what they've been showing us, that they're coming here, they're going to sneak their way through, and they are going to take advantage of their enemies' weaknesses.
Last hit from Vatang is gonna be from Kiveros. A 78% 2-star yesterday. He wants that triple here and now. He has brought the Lava Hound strike. No healers to support a walk early on, instead relying on this spell damage to zap through the top corner.
Nice use of the Zap Quake combination. Now he limits the amount of lightning spells and quakes that he uses, so he can let the RC help open up the path here for this Queen charge, but still allow for some spell space now for the Lalo portion as well, or the Rages for this Queen charge.
Love that damage combo. Still leaves the Eagle artillery up, though. Will he have a chance to shoot it down with this Queen? He's actually got the healers after all and will be going in deep.
With the 2 super wall breakers left, it is going to be a big push straight through to the core. We talked about this earlier. When you do your Queen charges with a Lalo, you want to shape up the pathing, you want to narrow it out, and you want to get straight into the core, particularly where you have a lot of damage coming in. That helps take out some of the potential traps in there where you don't have the defenses that Carbon had pointed out earlier today, and this Queen picking up massive value by working her way through to take on the scatter shots.
Quick drops the battle blip on the Town Hall, catching a Seeking Airmine, and will finish off for the first star. Heroes from Vatang got multi-pronged hits going in on the bottom and top corners. He is cutting a path just straight through this base. A march to the sea. Total war and destruction so far, but he's got a lot of cleanup as this pinch needs to come in on the right side edge to finish off the remaining defenses. Pops the Archer Queen's ability, but a Royal Champion tossing her spear at is going to be dealing a lot of damage. Free spell is down to protect.
This Queen is taking on a lot of fire. You got to commend Kiveros for how he's timed all of this. We've got the loon push straight before the Queen dies out. Just too much going on at once, and it's not enough to coordinate keeping the queen alive. We've got the royal champion still up, but the eternal tome from the warden helps at least with that push through to the core.
Whether you're playing chess or Clash of Clans, the loss of a queen may mean resignation. Kerberos is going to lose out on a big offensive attacker here now, and with the defending royal champion next to that air defense, she's going to be popping down balloons, lickety-split. What can he do to survive this last corner? I don't think there's anything left, Lady B.
Oh, he tried with that freeze down on the air sweeper, on the single targeting Inferno, and the royal champ to try and give it some time to move in. And had the pups and minions work their way through quick enough, maybe we could have seen some sort of difference, but it was still a beautiful attack from Kerberos, and you got to commend him on that.
An admirable attempt, but it just seems like Queen Walker's defenses are far too strong for Vatang. Queen Walker's coming out victorious and are in the playoffs tomorrow, absolutely smashing their way through those bases. But yes, once again, we have to commend the base builders for Queen Walker's, because some absolutely fantastic defenses that carried them through that war. So while we're going to look at the stats fairly shortly, we need to remind you that Vatang are going to have another chance today where they are going to face off in the lower brackets. So, well, in order to try and make it in Sunday's Wars, of course, but Woody, check out these stats.
A mighty march for the Queen Walkers. Just a smidgen less offense in their previous war would have sent them down to the lower bracket, but instead now they are an undefeated team going on to the playoffs. 13 stars from today and an impressive first defensive pick up with just a 1-star from Young Hun.
Yeah, I think that is actually the largest separation we've had between two clans in this World Finals weekend so far. So Queen Walkers have taken the dub, and you can see right there, Nishang Dance are going to be facing Vatang later on in the lower bracket. That is going to be a fantastic matchup. So, to see again how they did it and to break it down in a little bit more detail, just in case you missed it, I'm going to hand you over to Judo Sloth at the Telestrator.
It was an amazing performance, wasn't it? Gaku, with the hybrid attack, got things rolling for the Queen Walkers. So let's break that down for you. If you want to use the hybrid attack, the Queen Charge is your standard method, and you do use your Queen to set up pathing, and you also want to try and take the Town Hall, but the Clan Castle troops. Gaku can do both of those achievements within this Queen Charge. Then, once you've set up pathing on one side, you have to set up the pathing on the other. You use your king plus or minus the siege barracks. You only don't use the siege barracks if you need to use a battle blimp to lure clan castle troops for the queen. This creates pathing for your hybrid to then come through the attack. So the queen is charging onto the town hall, and I find it interesting that we are seeing the lava hound in the clan castle a little bit more regular. We do use 2 poison spells to get rid of super minions and the headhunters. You need 2 poisons in this situation, but it takes longer. Plus, if the attacker had the poison and freeze, which is another combination, you might take even longer due to the lava pups. But once we move on through that section, we do have the king starting that funnel, and the other thing I find interesting is this base has a death zone. So we have 2 scatter shots, the multi-target inferno in the center with these storages surrounded by gaps which are meant to take out huge amounts of ground troops due to the giant bombs. Gaku recognizes that and just counters it with the Grand Warden's ability. Heal spell initially to get them to this area. Grand Warden's ability helps them through the giant bombs, and that is a general rule of thumb for you. Use a heal spell initially, Grand Warden's ability in the center, and another heal to the back end of the base for any remaining splash. But Gaku goes one step further, recognizing his queen will walk around the area here, take out one scatter shot, uses a super war breaker to get access to the next scatter shot. It was just such a perfect attack, and one that I had to break down for you. A bit hectic there in the middle, but if you want to use the hybrid, you have to queen charge to get pathing, take the clan castle and the town hall, king plus or minus siege barracks on the other side to help your hybrid through. Then heal, Grand Warden's ability, heal is your general rule of thumb. I am so impressed with the Queen Walkers, and I am excited because we have Yuta 14 showcasing what they did there and explaining it to Banks with an interview.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Judo, for breaking down that attack. That was absolutely fantastic attack from Gaku right there. And I am now joined by the team captain from Queen Walkers. It is Yuta 14. What a crucial victory, giving you some breathing space to focus on tomorrow. How are you feeling?
じゃあまず最後のマッチは本当に素晴らしくておめでとうございます。みんなそれを見てとってもびっくりしてユタさんを紹介しましょう。じゃあどう感じますか今？
すごくホッとしてます。とりあえず3日目に入れたってことですごくホッとしていて、残りはもう世界一目指すところまで来たなって、そんな感じです。
We felt really, really relieved that we made it through the very last finals day. So, yeah, we are looking forward for it. And our feeling is to relieve us.
Well, this relief surely must be the best feeling going through into Championship Sunday. So congratulations. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. Go and relax a bit, refocus, and we will see you tomorrow. Now, before we continue, I had a quick chat with one of the team managers earlier in the week. I'm now joined by the team manager of 11 Original, Eve Kartoffeli. Now, firstly, what was your reaction? I have to know this. When you found out 11 Original won the wildcard vote to the World Finals.
It was pretty great. So we didn't thought that we would be the first or the second place. So, and at the end, we ended up with like 21% or so, and we were just so happy. We were just, pretty glad and of course proud to be able to be a part of the Clash of Clans World Championships in this year, so definitely pretty great, and we were pretty happy.
Yeah, you got a huge amount of the votes, which is just absolutely amazing. So really proud of you guys for making it this far, and obviously the World Finals is going to be a huge spectacle, so it's a great opportunity. But I just want to dive in a little bit into your management style, because obviously being a team manager in the Clash of Clans esports community, not a lot of people might not know about like the ins and outs of it. So how would you describe, firstly, your management style?
It's definitely busy, so managing some stuff, but it's also fun, so we all like us. So it's definitely like more like interacting with friends than with workers, so it's definitely fun.
And how do you go about recruiting players for a Clash of Clans team?
We are just taking the best one out of our clan, and the ones with the most impact for the clan, so definitely some engaged players and some active players, and of course the best, a huge variety of attacks is important, and so definitely those players.
Right now, obviously, the global situation is affecting a lot of things, but online gaming is actually not as affected. But has it affected your ability, your sort of management style for 11 Original? Maybe not meeting up as often as you would like to in person?
Yeah, it's a bit more serious right now than it was 2 years ago. So now when there's something to win right there, the motivation is way higher, and definitely we just want to win even more and so on. So it got an impact on us, definitely.
Well, when large decisions are made for the team, do they prefer you to take the lead, or do you discuss it as a collective before you decide?
The leader team is discussing it, and when they're not sure, they're asking the community of Eve, so the players in 11 Original. And so it's a pretty democratic, and of course, most times I think the best decision. And especially with Color and eVision are doing a pretty great job right there. Definitely.
They are brilliant. And I would just lastly like to ask you if the advice that you could give to anyone that was trying to maybe become a team manager for a clan, or if they want to become a manager in the future, what advice might you have for them?
Be a team player, so it's important to being able to play in a team. It's not good if you're too much based on yourself and only want to be the best anywhere. You just need to make the team big and not yourself. So you're 5 players and you need to perform offensively with 5 players. Defenses, you're like 10, 20 supporters and so on. They're just be a team player.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Eve Kartoffee, and I hope that you enjoy watching the World Finals.
Yeah, I will, definitely. So good luck to Eve.
Well, we have witnessed some top-tier performances already, and the attention to detail in all of the attacks was amazing, but it's now time for the lower bracket matchups, and just like clockwork, we're going to switch things up in the studio, so we're joined by the knowledge bomb, the master caster himself. It is Carbon Finn. Welcome back. It is now time for the lower bracket, Carbon, so it's fight or flight time. Who's looking like they have the edge going into this war?
Well, we saw Existence going up against alternate attacks, and both of these clans have lost to them. And we're going to see some great attacks. I cannot wait to see what everything's on the line. You lose, and you're eliminated.
Lady, this is where the qualifier gets interesting. The World Championship war is only 1 day away. But the one thing we've been impressed with is the base building, right?
Absolutely. And for HG family, I have been super impressed. They were able to, well, they did get the win over ATN yesterday. They were able to pull off Linnade and Yo-Yo. And Yo-Yo with 3%, and then we saw their defenses coming in solid against Darkest Muzan. So really impressed with their base building. I'm curious to see how it's going to come into play today against Existence Carbon.
Yeah, and we're kicking off now with KLY of HG family coming in with the Zap Lalo. He started off, I'll grab the spell factor, or the spell factor. Oh, wait. Oh, he's lighting the town hall area with the earthquake to open up and take that down. The seed just blocked charge, not too big of a deal. There, as long as he can try to charge his way towards this town hall.
Yeah, the coordination on time is a little interesting here, but he manages to get his way open, pathing set for the Queen to help take on the town hall. And we've got the King doing the tanking for her while she snipes it out here, but it's going to need to force these abilities.
Yeah, luckily the town hall now, it goes down with the Queen ability. Unfortunately, she did have to use, but here comes the Lalo coming in. He does have to deal with 2 scatter shots, and the Queen gonna still, and the world champion still standing on the opposite side. When I've done Lalos, and you still have those 2 defending heroes that can hit your loons, it is a huge deal.
Could be a massive deal for him as well, but he's held on to his own royal champion with an ice golem to potentially come in for the back end of this raid and give her a little extra tank. We've got the freeze down now for the air defense, the air sweeper that remains here to get those loons in right to the core.
Yeah, they're pushing their way straight through. The Eagle is up, but the Royal Champion has to use the freeze on the defending Royal Champion. And can he keep this momentum moving through? The Eagle is about to go down. Drops his final freeze there towards the Wizard and the single target Inferno.
Oh, this has worked out perfectly. The Ice Golem still doing tanking, hanging on to the last second for this Royal Champion ability. Gets the Seeking Shield off, and he has hammered through this one. This is an incredible start here, Carbon, for KLY.
Yeah, still has that Stone Slammer gonna pop here. Actually, no, it just takes down those buildings and has the Royal Champion still moving in with a minute left. This is what a way to kick it off. KLY coming in with the 3-star here in the elimination match between Existence.
As impressed as I've been with HG family and their defenses, they're not ceasing to amaze us here, coming in with a very strong start. I think maybe the nerves have settled out. They told us in their very first qualifiers back in August that they were nervous going in, but we saw some incredible stuff coming through, and they didn't show their nerves. That's exactly what we get to see here now.
Absolutely, and now we're seeing HT family putting up that first triple. They were the ones that got the 2nd seed in the wild card voting. They were the last team here to make it into the World Finals, but they are not going out without a fight here. And we're looking at that replay with that Stone Slammer not even popping, and there it is, celebrating for HT family. It was a great job. Man, now we're going to see if Mechugo can come in with the answer against ICU. And we're seeing the classic hybrid attack.
I love the hybrid attack, probably one of my favorite strategies here, because it's easy to navigate your pathing when you can get a proper Queen charge going. And that's where he's starting off here. We've got the Giant to do some tanking for the Queen, which is a good position because he comes in on a Tesla farm almost like he was suspecting it might be here.
but that Queen's ability is popped here. Unfortunately, going to have to now deal with the Clan Council. He's going to have the Headhunters and the Lava Hound coming out. There is the Poison Spell to help deal with it. It's going to take quite a bit of time. He only decided to go with one poison here. He does not have a minion, so he's going to have to get through the Lava Hound a little. Going to take some time, but let's see if he can set up this charge. But no Queen ability is going to be huge, and it could really backfire.
We talk a lot about the Queen ability and how we want to see it reserved a little bit further through, sometimes at the end of the raid, but we want to see this Queen alive. Hybrids generally do need some extra time for that cleanup, and that's why the Queen is so essential. So having her stay alive is going to be crucial, but he's lining up the path now. We have the King down and set, and the Queen is still working along, but we need to see the push starting to get ready to come in for the hybrid, which is going to be by funneling with the Siege Barracks.
Yep, that Siege Barracks has to come down. He has to make his way towards the Town Hall. Does drop that super wall break, but it's not going to get that Queen towards the Town Hall, unfortunately, because there is an open compartment to the right side. The Queen, though, can get a ton of value, which is the Bomb Tower, the Multi-Target Inferno, Scatter, the Royal Champion. This is not looking too bad as long as he can get that value next to the Town Hall.
Yeah, not too bad. He's lined up the Siege Barracks now at the 9 o'clock side. I don't know if this was adjusting because he didn't get his Queen coming in, but it was quick thinking. If that's the case, a Queen needs to take on the Scatter, and we are going to see the Warden ability helping to keep the hybrid come through safely past the Town Hall.
That ground skeleton really stalled out those miners, unfortunately, forced to pop that Warden Eternal Tome. Remember, that Queen does not have her ability, and luckily she's not getting hit by too much, and she's staying alive here with the healers. Freezes the scatter shot, but he drops the rage through here, needs to get to this Queen.
That Queen needs to go down fast. The Rage, a perfect combination. Not layering up his spells, but getting them pushing forward, which is exactly what he needs to do. Heal coming down into the splash on the tail end, and we still have the Royal Champion ability. This Queen may stay alive with the freeze, helping to hold off that single targeting Inferno if the miners make their way through quick enough.
Yes, the single's about to go down. No, the miners are just going to get picked off here, so it's going to stand. The Royal Champion's ability goes off with just above 25 seconds left in the raid. Queen doesn't have her ability, but the single goes. No, the single stays up, unfortunately.
Not nearly enough time to get this one done. This is the defense that HT family has been coming in with so strong. Really being able to take down some top players in this World Championship Finals.
Metro coming in with a 91% two-star, just unfortunately not able to put a triple on the board today out of the 2 wars that he has competed in. So HT family putting their best foot forward, opening up with KLY with a triple, and it's looking like HT family are going to do really well. I mean, obviously, we're so early days in this war, but after speaking with ICU before going into this war, he said that they feel so fortunate and so happy that they were even voted in by the wild card, and so they've been trying so hard to keep this momentum going, Carbon.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're coming now in with the E-Drax. And if you guys are curious, and have you in your war used the combination of the lightning and the earthquake? Well, if you have, the first player to do it that I saw on the qualifier stage was Fire. This player right here was the one to show us how to do the Lightning Quake Royal Champion ability. So he's now coming in, not using that, decides to come in with the classic E-Drags.
This is something that they're known so well for, is the E-Dragons, because they're also one of those first teams that showed us how quickly you can rage through a base with these E-Drags. He's got a nice path set for them, a little wide, but because of the chain effect that they have, they can rip through very quickly with those rages helping to force them along.
Looking to continue with the heroes on the top side, set the funnel to get the E-Drax towards the Town Hall. He decides to go with that Battle Blimp. E-Drax gets some chain lightning off, activates the Town Hall here, hanging on to this Royal Champion, but we still have 4 freezes to use in the raid.
Those fort freezers are going to come to play as he gets to the Town Hall. We still have the King and Queen surviving, and the Queen may last just a little bit longer as the E-Drags work their way up. That multi he needs to get through freezes up, though the Wizard Tower wants to eliminate that splash damage. We've got the Royal Champion, the last one to power through here with her ability and the freezes to help hold off the defenses.
Yes, and the single is about to, it does just go down right there, but unfortunately, these E-Dragons have all been slowly picked off. The Royal Champion's going to go down here, and this is going to be a defense from Michael DP here.
Oh, nicely placed Skellies to hold off fire, keeping him at 78% on the 2-star. Now, if Existence come through with the triple, they are going to start commanding a lead.
Yeah, that is a huge defense there for Existence. They needed that. Now they come in with the trip and they could take the lead back, and that's what you need to do, because if you lose this war, you're eliminated and you cannot advance here in the world final. So everything is on the line for both of these clans here. And we have Michael DP coming in with the Zap Queen charge, Lalo. We're seeing the Inferno Tower, the Expo, all of that go down, including the sweeper here. Now the Queen can set up her charge, but look at this. Only 2 freezes potentially for this Lalo portion.
Those freezes can pick up some massive value, though. It's all on how you use them. You've got to have ice in your veins to get through this kind of pressure here. And Michael DP is one of those players that can get that done. We've got the Yeti down that's helping to path out the Queen, and the King also funneling from the opposite side to get this force and push coming in to the Town Hall and get through these super minions from the Clan Castle.
Yeah, needs to get through the super minions. Drops the rage there onto the Queen. Does have 2 super wall breaks. Where is this Queen going? Should loop back towards the Town Hall. Finally, she does. And the Town Hall should hopefully go down. Luckily, these healers are out of range of it. He's going to have the Lalo fly around with no haste. Maybe save onto a rage for it. But this Queen, she does actually loop back towards the middle.
Right towards the middle. He gets a nice opening here to force the Queen through. He wants to get that pathing moving around, get towards the Eagle. Now that's something on the back end that's going to continue to rain down on his Loon Parade. So he needs more power out of this Queen. And here comes a Stone Slammer to help force these Loons straight across that path while the Air Sweeper pushes them back.
Yeah, with that Grand Warden ability still until the Warden pops the ability. Watch out, we're going to see a couple, yes, some red air bombs in the middle by the multi, but the Royal Champion now advancing to the enemy Queen, helping take her down, still has her ability. Queen's being on the wall. This is looking really good. If he can keep this up, the Royal Champion is going to come up clutch here for the backside Tesla farm.
Michael DP coming through for his team to try and turn everything around. We've got the Tesla farm, the Skellies trying to hold off the Royal Champion, but we've got a minute on the clock and the Queen ability left here.
That Queen coming in right here to help grab these defenses. She's going to be responsible for finishing off this base, and that is the importance of the Queen walks, Queen charges. Keeping her alive is everything. If she goes down, if you lose those healers, typically in your raid, you can lose all that momentum, pops the ability, and finishes it off for another 3-star in this war. Existence now taking the lead here.
The roles are reversed. Existence now take the lead with a 95.5% destruction average and leveling out the stars. An incredible attack from Michael DP, often referred to as Michael OP. Lady B.
Michael OP definitely in that one. That's a good position to be in. As Carbon mentioned, we've got a lot on the line here. This is an elimination match. Whoever gets the win right now moves on to tomorrow's semifinals matches. So it's high stakes, and that is very calm, cool, and collected to come in with so much pressure.
Absolutely. And now we're going to see ISK coming in against Metro. Deciding to go in with the hybrid, and look at that. Did decide to use the power potion there to max out the troops, coming in with that boulder bounce to help take down that gold mine, to help set that funnel, to make sure he's getting the Queen to go exactly where he wants. Pulls out some headhunters, decides to go in with that early poison spell, not wanting to go with the freeze. We don't know what else is inside that CC, so hopefully it's nothing too bad we've got. Okay, it's just the Hound as well, so it's not too bad there.
Gets that rage down just in time. And I like the use of the Buller Bounce. I think it's highly underrated and highly underused, but it's when you can find the base flaw to allow your Bullers to get in without taking on too much damage to help with your funnel. Blimp is sailing across to get to the Town Hall as the Queen carries on to lead her way to the scatter shot.
Yep, and the Queen is moving her way towards there, and the Blimp taking the Town Hall down. Tornado Trap actually activated right there. This is going to be some nice value from this Queen, charging her way towards the scatter. Has another super wall breaker, potentially to break through the next wall by the multi, and that single target where the Queen is charging. finally drops the king. And now we're going to send the hybrid between that queen and the king to make its way towards that eagle.
He's got a great push to the core here. That super wall breaker goes down, gets the queen the access he needs. Now we will see the hybrid taking a little bit of a push past her, but having the queen help out, even if it's slightly behind, is always a good push. But it means we're going to have to see the king really get through and continue that force along straight into the core for the miners and the hogs.
Still hanging on to that Grand Warden Eternal Tome, moving its way in, but did he wait too long here? That queen clearing the enemy queen in the middle, getting the valley pop, finally pops the Grand Warden ability, pushing his way to the back end.
Perfect timing because they're coming into contact with the scatter shot here, gets the heal down. Royal Champion working her way behind, but taking out a lot of damage. So we need to see that Seeking Shield go off, makes the connection to the single targeting Inferno, but will he get it down?
Finally, the queen gets through the wall. There's the freeze spell. The Royal Champion's about to go down. She somehow stays alive here. Sends the blue minion to help grab that mortar. But the Royal Champion is hanging on by a sliver of health.
That Royal Champion just does not want to go down without a fight, just as HT Family does. Coming through, 34 seconds left to go, is K bringing the 3-star and trying to continue some pressure on to Existence to power through to a victory if they want to get their way into tomorrow's matches.
Absolutely needs to keep up those 3 stars coming, and HT Family answers. They're down on the average destruction percent, but if Existence triple, they'll take the lead again. And that's what we love to see here in the elimination match between Existence and HT Family. And now, can Existence answer the call?
It's Almoallen. I would suspect that he would be able to answer this call. He is notoriously superb with these dragons. We saw it in the last matchup, bringing that 3-star in. So he's trying to come in for his team and bring them to victory. Say, HT Family, this is no pressure.
Coming in, looking to come in with those dragons, and he's already got 2 triples so far. Utilizing the boulder bounce. I love the use of the giant to tank that cannon right there. Now that the air defense is gone, he can help set up potentially a funnel. Does he want to get this? I'm curious. It looks like he's sending these dragons towards the town hall and deciding to hang on to these heroes for the back end portion of the base.
Delaying the heroes is going to give him a lot of power coming through. And yes, that push for the dragons, you want to come directly towards a town hall or have a blimp to help sail across to get to it if it's a slightly to the edge. The Stone Slammer adding some extra value here. It did some tank, but we need to see everything working properly through. And here you can see the heroes are down and set to keep the path moving along straight to 9 o'clock.
That was a beautiful Grand Warden Eternal Tome to clip every single one of those dragons into the middle. Now the queen does have to freeze that single target Inferno to keep that queen alive. Hang on to the abilities, freezes the middle. The dragons are finally pushing their way there.
The heroes helping move this along as the king and queen reserve their abilities. The king just forcing it, but this is going to give so much more to the queen. This is shaped up perfectly, and we still have the Royal Champion who is now at the 11 o'clock top side of the base with Goblin to help out with some of the cleanup. That sneaky Goblin trying to work fast with what he knows is going to be a potential issue with those storages up top.
Oh, look at this. The Royal Champion coming in to finish off this Archer Tower. No, she goes. Wait a second. She goes down. Does have queen ability. The enemy queen is still alive. Can these 2 dragons, queen and king, get this push through?
The ability is going to be needed. The timing of this is going to be crucial. The queen surviving the scatter shot because the dragons are taking it on, and the king continuing to tank for her. But we still have the X-Bow. She needs to get past the queen here. Carbon.
The queen, she goes for the wall. She doesn't walk around it. She's going for the wall. I don't know how much help the X-Bow's got. Can the queen get this X-Bow down? No, it locks onto her. But the archers, can the archers take the X-Bow down? Yes, they get the 3-star. The archers for the clutch. Banks yes, that is what they needed to do to keep it all tied up on stars.
Right down to the wire. Almualin just manages to secure that triple and keep Existence ahead. Matching up on stars once again, but Existence are ahead on percentage, that 97% average. Keeping Existence ahead, this is so close. If the war keeps going at this pace, HT Family are going to have to basically hope and pray that Existence mess up at some point, because if we keep tripling it out, Existence will win this war, Lady B.
Their defenses have not been holding Banks, and that's what I was expecting to see, but Existence is not letting up for us. So Carbon, we're gonna have to see if HT Family again can try and continue to apply pressure with the 3 stars and find some opening later on for defense. More Dragon action coming in with the Zapquake to help line up the pathing.
Yeah, we're seeing more of these lightnings being used here on this Eagle artillery. Has 5 more, could probably drop it on one of the Expos that are, there is the single target Inferno. Does decide to take it down, and the Royal Champion. Beautiful job. The Royal Champion will go down to the 7 Lightning as long as that Grand Warden is not anywhere near her, because she would receive the buff from the defending Grand Warden. So that's one of the reasons why if you've used the 7 Lightning and one of the heroes don't go down, that could be the big reason why.
I want to point out the fact that this is taking a lot of time and investment in shaping up the path. He does use the sneaky goblins to help with one side of the base, but he wanted to take that time to ensure, like you said, that the Royal Champion goes down. I do wonder if it's going to cut it really close in the end, just as we saw with Almualin's dragon attack, because dragons are notoriously slow.
It is starting these dragons with just about 2 minutes left in the raid, which means it is great to get the dragons moving through. The Yeti is down. They're going to have to pull out this clan castle, but notice he doesn't have any poison spells for this push here.
The dragons will try and burn their way through those headhunters quickly. They need to do it before they latch onto the warden, and that is exactly what they do. Again, we get to see some delayed heroes to help push the pathing along. We'll see the king and queen likely set at that 3 o'clock side, and down they go to keep the momentum moving.
Pushing their way through the scatter shot, but the sweeper is still staying up top. Tornado Trap spins some of the loons around. The baby dragon getting picked off. And look at this Tesla farm that's inside the base for Riga Torres. Probably something you don't typically expect there, but pops that king ability, running around and finally still trying to decide when to drop the Royal Champion.
I think a little delayed on that king ability because the dragons are pushing their way out. He needs to get in a little bit deeper, but now we have the Royal Champion down at a good time to try and force everything moving towards 9 o'clock. He's got that one archer, though, who's on the storage there trying to take away one of the highest hit point structures that's going to remain at the end of this raid. But he's not made the push inside the base.
The queen's ability goes off, taking out that Tesla. She's beating through the wall. Does have a few dragons up top, but that sweeper did so much work in this queen to stay alive. I don't think so. She goes down. But can these dragons and the king get it done here? It needs to get through and keep that push. Luckily, the sweeper is not going to push these dragons back.
No, coming right behind the king, trying to take the outer edge with the cleanup, but there's traps and so much damage now. Firing down on these dragons. One remains going down now. The warden, the only one to try and get this done, and the king cannot do it because even though he has the tank factor, he doesn't have the time.
Wow, that king does have plenty of health right there, but finishes with the 98% 2-star there for HT Family. Now Existence are looking really good. They're in the driver's seat. They want to add yet another 3-star. We were looking at the replay with the dragons that pushed their way straight into the town hall, but it was a top side sweeper that did so much damage by pushing those dragons back constantly and caused the fail.
This is a tough spot now for HT Family, and Existence has been showing us if you put them in a corner, they are going to fight back, and they're going to fight back hard. But now we have Krisan, who in their match to win the qualifiers to get their golden ticket, he hit at 100% hit rate. With the pressure on, can we see him coming in using the Super Witches to bring in one more 3-star and put in a nail for a coffin?
Yeah, we're seeing the Super Witches with 2 jump spells we typically tend to see Super Witches with what? The lightning. And there it is, taken out, and takes out that Scatter and that Expo. Noticing how he doesn't have any rage spells, so he's deciding to substitute the jumps in to try to get as much value as possible with the Blimp. Looking to take out that single target Inferno and pull out the Clan Castle. So if he's dropping this Queen somewhere, it finally does. Needs help take the CC down pretty quick and then get these Super Witches moving towards that Town Hall.
He's got a nice path to this now because we can see it's just an L shape. A lot of times we see a little bit more that you have to work through the U-shape factor. And this could help him a little bit more with the time. We've got 5 tanky Super Witches with their big boys. That's the biggest factor for this, is allowing them to do that work, to take on the tank, especially as we have the Scatter Shot and the Eagle further through in the core and the back end of the base.
That single target Inferno locked on to the Queen. Hopefully it doesn't continue to lock on the Queen. The Lava Hound slowing her down. Finally, some of the Barbarians and the Ice Golem do make their way over towards that single target Inferno to protect her, but he was forced with that early freeze. Pushing his way through, might decide not to use that War Internal Tome because he wants to protect these Super Witches for later in the raid.
Yeah, especially with the damage coming down. Eagle trying to land some early blows here, but he's able to power his way through with the Ice Golem helping to do some epic work straight into the core. And we have the Royal Champion now for a lot of the outside defenses, which is perfect because the King had to force his way back in, and she's going to cut this path for a push along.
Yeah, the Royal Champion on the outside. And luckily, the Super Witches, but one of the Witches got stuck on the bottom side, not making that push in, but the Queens take out the multi-target Inferno, and hopefully this Royal Champion gonna have to burn her up. No, she doesn't have to burn her belly, can save it for a little bit later here.
Tornado Trap hanging on the Queen. The big boys, the Royal Champion, trying to take down that clock and keep this from getting done. Now the Royal Champion forced to use this ability here. Doesn't get the shot on the Eagle, but the Witch is there, gets it down, and the Royal Champion coming in for an assist. We have the Queen ability, though, still.
Yes, the Queen ability is finally forced here from that cannon. The Royal Champion's getting all this value still, taking out that air defense. The Wizard Tower goes down as well. With just about 36 seconds left in the raid, the Queen, can she stay alive? But this Archer Tower hopefully doesn't lock onto the Queen here.
These big boys just too far behind. Not there, out and tanking for the Queen. And this is why you can see it's such a slow-moving raid. They could get it done, but they don't have the time with only 16 seconds left, Carbon.
Yeah, unfortunately, these big boys, not enough here with 10 seconds left in this raid, which now is leaving the door open for HT Family. They needed that defense, and it is only about the 92%, but Existence still have this lead here, Banks.
Oh, only just. I was waiting to see the average and what it looked like, but Existence still hold on to that percentage lead. Krisan only managing to come in with a 92% 2-star. The Super Witches just not having enough super speed, Lady B.
I think a lot of people are on the lookout for those Super Witch attacks, that they really have the power. And we've seen not so many of them making the connection through. HT Family, yet again, being able to hold off some solid defense. But can they come in where it counts? Pick up the triple here. Jinmu trying to power in with that and bringing in the drag attack. We've got the lightning spell combination to help work through, I'm going to assume likely with this Royal Champion who's taking the lead for that single targeting Inferno.
It is in the Royal Champion. Unfortunately, another Tesla does pop, probably looking to use, the Blimp gonna it gets pushed back. He could use a lightning to reset it. Can he get into this compartment? And yes, it does. The raged up E-Dragon balloon's gonna hopefully kill off this CC. Does decide to freeze up the headhunters because the E-Dragon gets slowed down tremendously. Remember, if Jinmu triples this, Existence still have the opportunity to answer.
They do, but it comes down to trying to give it your all, give it everything you can, and know and be secure in the fact that you've brought some of the best defense you have. And that's what HT Family is relying on, not only their offensive skill, but their power in defense. Dragons get through the Town Hall, Warden Tome getting them safely through, and the heroes pushing along.
The Dragons pushing their way towards the middle, finding the Tornado Trap and some Air Skellies with the defending Queen trying to pick it off and deciding to go with that freeze for the Queen. Decides to use another Rage. Only has one freeze spell left over, but with that King moving around, hopefully can help pick off this air defense, forcing these Dragons into the middle. He's got to keep this momentum moving.
And he's got that dragon up on the 10 o'clock side of the base, was working along with a minion. This is helping with some of the cleanup, which is definitely a necessity with your dragons because of the time factor that we talk about. But can he continue the power through? We've got a scatter shot here. We saw in the last dragon raid that was one of the determining factors. But with the Queen ability, if she can work her way in while the dragons tank, force her way through, she can let off that ability and get through it.
The Queen beating through the wall here. The scatter shot is reachable. Everything to the Queen she can grab. But the problem is, does she have the tanking? The Air Expo will eventually lock on her. Gonna have to burn her ability. It comes down to this Popsy ability. Down goes the scatter shot. The air defense is gonna go down next. The King still has quite a bit of health, but I don't know if this has got enough time. Gonna have to push his way all the way through with the Expo still alive.
Oh, and the King is trying to block her from getting to the Expo, but she gets knocked down anyway, and the King is not going to be enough here.
Oh my, the King's gonna get stalled up here. The enemy King and these defenses is not gonna be enough, which is going to be yet another 2-star here for HT Family, a 97% 2-star, which HT Family have a 94.6, which means Existence must at least get a 2-star in percent to win. But if they get a triple, it's all over, and it's coming down to the captain, known as Rigo Torres. Can he do it?
We're going to have to see if Rigo can do it. I know it's not been the war that he's expected this weekend from his performance, but we know he's a beast attacker. The one thing that we have yet to see from Rigo Torres is a Queen Charge Lalo, and that is something that he does so well, but we're seeing him come in with these different strategies and coming in with the Super Witch again.
Yeah, deciding to say, hey, we're going with the Super Witches, and we see the percentage. 91% 2-star is required for Rigo Torres to advance Existence to the next round. If he does not get that, Existence is eliminated from the World Finals. Uses the lightning and the earthquakes, takes out that section. Remember, you have to start these witches off pretty quick. You can't spend all this time on the Warden Walk because of time here.
I think he's going with a safe approach coming in with the Super Witches. We know that they're a tanky unit. We know that they come close to picking up those 3 stars, and when they don't, we see the high percentages. So this is a perfect position for Rigo to be in, coming in with this particular strategy when only one attack can make the difference here.
The King finally attests the farm on the top side with these witches and big boys moving their way towards the town hall. Does have one jump more to use to get to the core scatter and the multi-target inferno, but the siege barracks finally coming out. Pekka gonna help assist on the outside. Pops that Warden Eternal Tome to protect these witches right over that town hall gigabomb.
Straight through into the core. Poison needs to come down to help with the Clan Castle troops coming out. We've got a great push from that siege barracks. The Wizards are really helping to capture the push and the funnel here, but I'm curious to see what we're going to have come out of it. He still needs to make his way in. He's been held off in the core.
Yeah, he has been. Valkyries do come out of this clan castle, but these Super Witches, are they going down here? They are so tanky. Remember, he needs a 91% 2-star to help Existence win this war. If he doesn't, if he gets a 90, they will lose. Royal Champion coming in, the defending king goes down, and a handful of these Super Witches are still standing in the middle.
Hanging on to the hero abilities. He knows this could help determining how high of a percent he can hold on to. The Eagle firing down on the healers, but the Queen is hanging on.
The Queen and the Super Witches in the middle with the Queen ability. RC's gonna have to force her ability here, but can take down this Archer Tower. And we have, using one Archer on the top side, does get the skip. 79, 80%, 81. The Queen taking out the scatter shot. He needs a 91. This is getting close, Lady B.
Very close here as the Royal Champion continues to forge ahead, hanging on to the Queen ability, knowing that he could have a giant bomb, and he doesn't want to lose on the archers that come out to help for the cleanup. Carbon, Rigo Torres is not going home with just a 2-star. He's going for glory here for his team.
Riga Torres coming in, not only gets the required percentage 2-star, but he's going for the triple. There's the barracks, and the cannon is the last building left for this queen. Riga Torres, 23, coming in and advances existence to Sunday. What a war.
When it all comes down to it, you can rely on the captain. Congratulations to Rigo Torres. They can breathe a sigh of relief, as you can see on your screens right there. They must be so happy with that. Each war is getting more and more intense as we approach Championship Sunday. But not just for the players, but for us as well. You can hear the stress in Carbon's voice just then. But Existence cleared their opponents with a spectacular display of clashing. Congratulations to them. So we're going to check out the stats shortly. And we want to see if they're a reflection on how the clans performed yesterday. But we can see that balloon flying across our screen. Lady B, why don't you talk us through the stats when they just appear right now?
The stats, I mean, we're talking about Existence coming through with 13 stars. We saw them do it yesterday as well. And HT family not only coming in with great defense, but they're hitting that 12-star mark where they're comfortable. But the 13 stars is where we need to see things going.
Yeah, 13 and above, really. But HT family, an admirable effort from them. They did so well across this entire weekend and in the World Finals, but they unfortunately will be going home. Existence and Alternate Attacks are your two clans that will be advancing from Group A. And these attacks are just sometimes far too difficult to pick apart. So we get someone in to do it for us. So to take us through one of those best attacks from that war in a little bit more depth, it's Judo Sloth at the Telestrator.
Thank you, Banks. What a war. What a war that was. I wanted to break down the attack by Michael DP because I find it interesting that we used a Zap, Lalo, and Queen Charge Lalo. People think of them as two separate attacks, but you can absolutely do them both together. How exactly do you do that? You would always start with the Lightning, obviously, but the main point here is to create pathing for your Queen and to mitigate damage from her. So he takes out a single target Inferno, gets an air expo, but even if it was a ground expo, it would still be good value because you're doing this for the Queen Charge. Never underestimate the use of a Yeti to funnel because the Yeti Mites can get defenses in the second layer as well. Now with the Lightning and the Yeti, the Queen can walk up to the Town Hall. Beautifully done, and you have to enter the Town Hall section. The reason for this is it protects your Grand Warden's ability, which you need. You have used all of your spells on the Lightning and the Queen, so you need your Grand Warden's ability. If you come across the tricky CC, which is Super Minions and Headhunters, you need 2 spells to get through that. Either 2 poison, or the method I like is what Michael used, which is a poison and freeze the troops within that poison. Now with the Queen charging through the base, he now has the pathing we always talk about for the Lava Loon. But which entry does he choose? He comes in to the air sweeper. Why exactly does he do that? Normally you come in behind the sweeper. Well, it's dangerous either way. There are scatter shots at either side, but it allows the Queen to continue getting value. If he came from the other side, the Lalo would have meant the Queen got no more value. Now he brings it in from each and every angle, which is so important to get the balloons to the multi-inferno, but also has plans for both of the heroes. The dragon inside the stone slammer is able to take down the defending Queen. The royal champion obviously attacks heroes and help the Lalo through. Now in the end, he gets through the base without really having the Queen help out to the eagle, which was the intention because the super wallbreaker walked. But that is why he flew into the eagle. So you can absolutely use the Zap Lalo in combination with the Queen Charge Lalo. You've just got to set up pathing for your Queen Charge and also get value in terms of a mitigating damage for your Queen, because you only have a couple of spells for her. You also need to Queen Charge the Town Hall because you need the Grand Warden's ability as your balloons are flying through. I have to take my hat off to both clans. That was such an incredible war. My heart goes out to HT family, but Existence get it done, and we have an interview with the main man bringing in the 3-star at the end. Banks, take it away with Riga Torres.
Thank you so much, Judo, for breaking down that attack. And as I stride across here, Judo has let it slip that I'm going to be joined by Rigo Torres of Existence. I mean, you're now in Sunday's playoffs. Congratulations. How relieved are you? Because that was such a close war.
Bueno, Rigo, ahora que ya estás en las finales, ¿cómo te sientes después de pasar a la semi? Muy contentos. Fue una guerra muy sufrida. No se nos dieron muy bien las cosas el día de hoy, la primera guerra, pero hombre, a festejar. Nos vemos el día de mañana.
Well, I feel really excited. Although the first war wasn't as good as this one, I still feel really proud of myself. And well, see you tomorrow.
And what was the stress like in the area where you're attacking from? What was it like in the room before you did your final attack?
Bueno, ¿y cómo te sentiste antes de que hiciste tu último ataque? Bueno, tu ataque, ¿no? El último de ahora.
Estaba muy contento, la verdad. Era un momento muy clave que yo sabía que tenía que responderle a mi equipo. No dudaba de la confianza que tenían ellos conmigo, pero había que demostrarlo. Y al final, cuando ese último edificio cayó, hombre, salté brincando, emocionado.
I was really nervous at first, but I knew that my teammates trusted in me, and so I couldn't let them down. So when it came to the attack, I did all I could, and finally, well, I've done it.
Well, you came out victorious. Best of luck in tomorrow's playoffs, and we're going to be here watching. And thank you so much for joining me in the post-match interview. So before we continue into our final war of the day, I had a chat with one of the base builders from this year's World Finals.
Maybe not considered as one of the most glamorous sides to the Clash of Clans esports community, but definitely regarded as the most crucial. I am joined by Sir Iron, one of the base builders for Alternate Attacks. How did you feel when you found out that Alternate Attacks had made it through to the World Finals?
Yeah, it was definitely a nice feeling. We worked really hard for the first qualifier, and also prior to that to even qualify for the qualifier. And yeah, obviously it was an awesome feeling. We did really well, and yeah, we're really proud to make it, and we are looking forward for the finals.
I was just thinking to myself, it must be difficult to remember. It was so long ago, wasn't it? It was nearly like 5 months ago. But I'd like to ask you a question specifically about base building. How many bases do you build per week?
That's tough to say, because right now the meta is really tough for base builders. It's yeah, the offense is just a lot stronger than the defense. So yeah, you build a lot of bases and you trash a lot of bases. That's unfortunately the truth. But yeah, I would say, I mean, it's not just me building for the team. We also have other builders like Bob, who's doing a lot of work, and also a lot of other guys helping us out. And yeah, we probably test like 10 bases every day, something like that. And yeah, it's already a lot, but obviously we hope it pays off in the end.
So let's focus our attention a little bit more then on the World Finals, or on the competitive stage, because I'm wondering how you handle the pressure of watching your bases being attacked by other clans in large competitions like the World Finals.
Yeah, it's really tough. You always have sometimes you have a feeling that, okay, this base will hopefully do well, but sometimes you also have a feeling, okay, I'm not sure about the base. Let's hope they don't find the weakness, because essentially every base has a weakness, especially in this meta. Just about finding the weakness and exploiting it. Yeah, so there's always that little bit feeling of kind of fear, I would say, but in the end you're also just really happy to see what you worked on to be shown on the stream, and to hopefully just deliver for the team, and that's what it's all about, to win in the end, and that's what we work for.
And what do you think is the main reason that we don't very often see geared up defenses, especially like in the World Final stage, or the late stages of any large competition? You don't often see it, do you? No, you don't. One main reason is just the range. It's just, especially the cannon and the archer tower geared up are, yeah, the range is just too small. Maybe someone will find a good use for it. We tried some stuff out. Maybe you will see some bases from us with geared up defenses. But yeah, it's tough to use those geared up buildings because the range is just too small. So what is your favorite element of the base building, scenario? What's your favorite style? So I'm going to say, do you prefer air defense buildings, ground defense, traps? Go on, what's your favorite?
Okay, so like in my opinion, the coolest defense building is probably just the Town Hall. I mean, it is a defense building now since Town Hall 12, and that's a really good thing. It's really powerful, obviously. I also really like the Eagle. It's a really cool design and also a really cool feature. It rains a lot of damage on the opponents.
Well, thank you so much, Sir Iron, for joining me in this interview, and we really look forward to seeing your bases in this weekend's World Finals.
Thanks for having me, and auf geht's, Attacks.
Well, you all know what time it is. It is time for our last two clans to compete in their spot in Sunday's playoffs. So I'm going to take you over to the desk where we have two more casters. It's the explosive duo. They're back to bring the house down. It is Woody and Bash. So Bash, I'm going to start with you. Here we have some of the best players in the world competing in the lower bracket. So what's it going to take to win? Experience, confidence, or all of the above?
Definitely all of the above. You got to bring your A game. It's lose or go home, and you got to know that everything's on the line. So you just got to go for it all here.
And Woody, we have two clans of this capability in the bottom bracket, going to show how far our qualifying clans have come this year. So let's get some tension flowing, because I smell a perfect war in the air from at least one of our clans.
Baila de los Muertos! Nishang brings the dance of death. They are the squad with the highest hit rate of any team in the Clash of Clans World Championships. With an average 80% hit rate and their average destruction pushing into the higher, even 90s, they are certainly expected to get at least 13 stars here, maybe 14 or even another perfect war just like yesterday. But on the other side of things, Batang is a squad from the upper bracket, having picked up the victory over 11 Original. They just need one more to make it to the playoffs. This is your last elimination match of the day. Let's get some hype in the chat.
Let's go! Woody and Li Fang is going to get us started with that Yeti P.E.K.K.A smash combination. We're going to go ahead and start off with that Battle Blimp flying in here. Let's see where he drops that off. Rage Spell goes down to take off that Inferno. Li Fang, perfect thus far in this World Championships. Let's see if he can keep that alive.
It was a surprise to see Nishang Dance kicked down to the lower bracket. They had a super tight war, tighter than any other against the Queen Walkers, where they picked up a 13-star performance with 97.4% average destruction. You have potentially the MVP of the world for this year attacking right now. Lei Fang is undefeated and will have a smile on his face as the early entry for the Queen and Warden make a big impact in the top corner, Bash.
This Queen is setting up nicely for this attack. Jump spell goes down, giving those Yetis and P.E.K.K.As and Bowlers all a pathway straight towards that Town Hall, and they're going to be raged up and moving quick, Woody.
A rock slide roaring through. The first hit is good, and Lei Fang will drop every spell in the book to tear down this Town Hall. The first and second stars coming through back to back like a constellation. Lei Fang sees it in the sky, and he will draw it on this map. 2 stars claimed, but the troops are starting to path toward the outside. Archer Queen having trouble as a single locks her and a Royal Champion pops her.
Ability goes off to get through that Royal Champion and distract the single. If she can get through this wall quick enough, she could possibly get some damage. I don't think she's going to get much, but she does get some damage on that single. But check this out. We still got the King at near full health with the healers and a Yeti along the outside with the Royal Champion still to be deployed.
Sometimes you've got to roll the hard 6, and Lei Fang is hoping for that because this attack is looking dicey to be sure. 1 rage spell left, and the Royal Champion deployed has got her shield ready to throw. She's not going to waste any time. Rage is down. The ability to crack through the Inferno Tower, but the last line of defense is mighty indeed. Scatter shot, throwing boulders heavy and deep. The Royal Champion takes it down, Bash.
She gets the scatter, and that would have been the last line of defense to potentially slow this one down. He should have range here. Oh my goodness, I'm in awe that she got that scatter down. Looking to finish this one off. Woody, he's on the path towards a 3-star.
In awe at the size of this raid. Whoop, whoop for Lei Fang, the first triple of this war, as Batang have been crushed in this initial attack.
Nishang Dance keeping their momentum high. Whoop, whoop, indeed, with that 3. Star Yeti P.E.K.K.A. Smash. That's the way you want to start an elimination matchup. Remember, guys, the loser of this match goes home. The winner moves on to Championship Sunday, and Nishang Dance has set the tone early.
Although Nishang Dance were in the lower bracket, they seem to have the upper hand here. Take a look at this first attack coming in hot on the ground. We've seen so many La Lune hits, dragons, E-Drags flying through the air, but ground does not seem to be the favored attack strat, except for when it matters most. Nishang Dance get an early start here and will play defense now against the next hit from Kiberos. Kiberos of Vatang picked up 2 2-star hits so far, yet to get a triple. He needs to get one now if he wants to keep pace against the terror of Nishang Dance.
Using that battle blimp to not only take out those key defensive structures, but also pull out those clan council troops. But look at all those skeleton traps and all of these archers coming in. He's going to have to deploy that poison. Oh no, the poison's not on the super minion, so he may have to freeze them. But with no defenses on the queen, she should be fine here. But he's setting up, check this out, Woody. He doesn't have a hybrid. He's got a straight up queen walk hog attack.
Yeah, managed to get those super minions down. There were only 2 of them, and so while they can deal quite a bit of damage, the healers kept her topped off. That is the power and longevity of a queen walk with a balloon floating on in, hoping to find a seeking air mine. It doesn't look like it's going to get that target just yet. Another rage spell for this queen as she goes in deep, about to protect her from the single target inferno, but it's now locked onto her. She needs to retarget quick and take it down.
It gets a single just in the nick of time. The free spell coming in to help her out, but she's got a path in towards that town hall, and she does just that. Destroys that storage, and she's on the town hall now, and he's got a straight line through the back of this base, and here come those hog riders. Woody, they're going to target all the defenses, and that Royal Champion will help them along their path.
Stunning success in stage 1, and Kiberos is hopping over the walls with the Hog Riders. Grand Warden's Eternal Tome protects from a massive amount of splash damage. Crashing on in. Heal spell to top him right back off, and that scatter shot is going to be limp and incapable of doing anything about this huge demolition derby on the top side. 1 minute remains for the final corner. Multi-target Infernos is cooking these hogs into bacon. Can they finish it off?
The multi is burning him up, but check it out. We still have the queen at full health, the world champion near full health with her ability. I think Kiberos is going to have a 3-star response for Vatang. Surely he gets this one done. That's the response this squad was looking for. Back-to-back 3-stars from these teams, knowing it's all on the line and getting the job done in the first round of attacks, Banks.
Vatang and Nishang Dance are level pegging after 1 attack apiece. 2 triples on the board. They're both happy, but obviously their opponents are just keeping up to speed with them. So it's all about who can maintain the pressure, who can keep putting up the triples, and who can get through into tomorrow's Championship Sunday, Woody.
This has got to be a little bit scary for Nishang Dance. If they expected Vatang to crumble under the pressure, they were wrong. The first 3-star of this month coming in from Kiberos, and that is exactly what they were hoping for. Strong backup performances from the rest of the lineup will mean a very tight finish here in our second elimination match of the day. GYY. The next attacker from Nishang Dance starts with a Warden Walk on the left corner. Easy shots at several defenses on the backside, with Sneaky Goblin's going to take a few more pop shots at the resource buildings as well. He's going to take a few more buildings on the bottom corner, top corner. Any site he sees on an undefended building, it's going down lickety-split.
Setting that funnel, setting that path of destruction. Remember, GYY came in with that amazing Electro Dragon attack yesterday, but switching here to that Yeti P.E.K.K.A. Smash, which should have nice destruction. No lightning spells on this one. However, he does have 2 jumps to get through this base, and you're right, Woody. Those outside buildings falling quickly, and this funnel is setting up nicely.
Spell on the exterior, getting ready for these Yetis and P.E.K.K.As to hop over the wall. 7 bowlers as well for that splash damage to rumble over the walls. And we've got our main force ready to go. Siege Barracks up on top is going to add even more pain to this army comp. Single target Inferno annihilated before it even gets a chance to take down a single troop. Rage at double rage. Another jump spell. GYY is wasting no time hopping over walls like they are nothing but little tiny hills. His Yetis sending out the Yeti Mites all over the battlefield. Defense is getting wrecked.
Woody, the bowlers jumped over the wall and into the Giga Bomb. He just lost all of his bowlers right there. The Warden's ability was a little bit early and more off, so all the bowlers go down to the Giga Bomb. So it's going to be on these Yetis, the King, Queen, and the Royal Champions to finish this base off, but he's still got quite a bit here with 2 free spells in hand. He could still get this one done.
Although he has stumbled, he is not gonna fall. He gets right back up again, and just like Chumbawamba won't be knocked down. GYY on the last line of defenses. A Tesla farm pops up, but the last freeze is there to shut them down. A blizzard of annihilation for GYY. Could this be the third 3-star in a row for this war?
Back to back for Nisheng Dance. GYY getting it done with this smash composition. Smashes right through the defenses of Lanslada, and Nisheng Dance keeps the perfect streak alive thus far in the war. And our response will be on Vatang.
That's a lot of damage. GYY is keeping the Phoenix's rise through and through. Heating up to the hottest tip they can muster. Tian will be the next to strike for Vatang. It is quite difficult to expect another triple here, but he might be the one to do it. With 2 already on the board, Tian, along with Lei Feng and GYY, have had perfect wars for Nisheng Dance. For Vatang, excuse me. Oh, hold on. Lanslada's attacking.
Lanslada's attacking for
backwards
here, Bash. Lanslada going in for Vatang against Tien of Nisheng Dance. You're good. I got you, Woody. I got your back, brother. Let's do this. So we're going in with the Queen Charge Lalo to get started. Lanslada looking for that massive response. Can he get it done as this Queen is working the outside, looking to push in and get some of those awesome defenses, such as that Eagle Artillery and those scatter shots, and maybe even push a little bit further in with 2 super wall breakers.
All right, so Tian will be on defense now against Lanslada, who just took a 3-star on the chin. He's going to hop back up, but loses a healer early on. Mine's blowing off, and he hasn't got any coconut loons to try to catch just yet. Archer Queen takes a smashing hit, and another Seeking Air Mine kills another healer. Lanslada in a lot of trouble early on as the Archer Queen does her best to tear down these structures, but that's going to force multiple quick rage spells out just to keep her alive.
She's working. He's keeping her up. He's trying his best, and she's going to get what he's looking for here. Both scatters should go down, and the Eagle Artillery as well. She will have to force her ability as the World Champion. Oh. No, she's fine. I lied. She's flying through the Clan Castle. The Headhunters and the Royal Champion. Rage is up. What a Queen Charge here from Lanslada.
I shudder to imagine, but it seems like he's gonna come through after all. That Queen has got multiple rage spells. Those healers doing their best to keep her topped off, but you can't stop the splash damage. Scattershot gets a fire in, and the Queen is down. She got a big impact on this base, but so many traps annihilating her healers have finally done their toll. She is finished off, and it's just up to the balloons now. There's no more tanks out in front. They're soaring through with the Eternal Tome. They'll grab the Town Hall, but there's a lot of defenses remaining, Bash.
2 stars secured, and we have that Queen. I'm kind of surprised he didn't use one of those freezes, perhaps like on the pups and Scattershot, to try to keep that Queen up. This Scattershot is going to be menacing here. The Royal Champion finishes it off, but there's not too many balloons remaining. The free spell comes in. I'm speaking too soon because Lanslada's got this one under control. My apologies, Lanslada. Do your thing. Make it happen, man. The 3-star response for Vatang. Woody, 3 stars in a row. What is going on?
The damage is managed. Lanslada from Vatang continues not just a perfect war for his own squad, but overall for a attacks and 12 stars in this superstar matchup between Vatang and Nishang Dance. Elimination on the line, and neither team will blink on the precipice of defeat.
Sitting back down in the lower bracket, both of these clans pulling out 4 triples. We've had 2 triples apiece, and they're both fighting tooth and nail to remain in the competition and get through into Championship Sunday. This is an absolute nail biter, and I hope you viewers at home are watching closely, because this is going to have a big finish, Bash.
Oh man, this is what I'm looking for. Elimination. We know Nishang Dance can put up the perfect. They did it yesterday. But Tang gonna look to keep up with this squad. Nishang Dance, we got Sue coming in with that Queen Charge Hybrid. He did have a 2-star in the first war yesterday, but came back with a 3-star. Can he get it done and keep the momentum alive, Woody?
Thanks, I have been biting my nails for so long that I'm just nibbling on nubs at this point. Sue from Nishang Dance with another big ground-based army will start a Queen Walk in the top corner. 5 healers ready to add on, but he's gonna soak a Coconut Loon if he can find a Seeking Airmine somewhere up there. A couple of goblins pop out from the CC and will distract her for a little bit, but that's not going to be enough to stop her. 1 poison spell ready to drop, but he hasn't sent it in yet. Sue will use the Queen's long range to knock down those aerial super minions. A rage spell as well, and the balloon floating through catches a Seeking Airmine, Bash.
Ooh, good call there, Woody. Catches the Seeking Airmine. That first loon actually distracted the super minions just enough so the Queen could sneak in there and take them down. And here we go with the Miners and Hogs coming in. I'm surprised we don't have the King. There he is. King's coming in on that left-hand side, gonna help set that funnel. The tornado goes off, but it doesn't catch much. That tornado is pretty much wasted, as we should get right into the Town Hall. This action is picking up for Sue.
Sue does lose a healer or 2 as Seeking Airmines in the top left corner. No good news for him. Young Hunt's defense is doing their best to repel this attack. But early offense with another Eternal Tome will knock apart the Town Hall. Sue's got the double, and he's looking for a triple. Half of the base annihilated, and this is not at all a problem in terms of time. It's all about finishing off the last scatter shot in that right corner. A single target Inferno burning up on the Royal Champion, but she'll survive a bit longer. 1 more free spell ready to deploy. Sue's got it in hand. It drops it, Bash.
The free spell on the single target Inferno gonna be amazing to keep that Royal Champion alive. Queen gonna beat through the wall, and she should be able to get to that scatter shot. However, the bow is gonna take down the Royal Champion here, so we're not gonna have much on the bow. Wait! Warden OP taking down the bow by himself. Queen's gonna beat through the wall and take out the scatter. This is still alive, Woody.
Pops her last ability, and Sue doesn't have much more left to do. 48 seconds and a couple of troops left to deploy, but there's no more big targets left. It's just walls that separate him from his final destruction derby. Sue on the path to glory. The 5th attack in this war will be a triple.
Oh man, how is this happening? 3 for 3 for Nishang Dance, keeping the pressure up for Vatang. They're going to have to respond with another 3-star. This Nishang Dance squad is not slowing down that momentum they built yesterday. Young Hung's base goes down to the hybrid from Sue.
We have not yet this month seen a war so tight, with offense scaling forward all across the board. 5 attacks now, and 15 stars counted up for both of these 2 clans. Dip from Vatang will be the next on to bat. He's got 2 3-star hits from his last couple of wars, and is gonna keep the pressure going in strong, Bash.
I was just going to mention that Diff got the triples previously, so he should be able to help keep this momentum alive as he goes against Li Fang's base here on defense. Let's see what he's bringing to the table. And Woody, we got a Zap Quake Dragon attack here with 7 lightning spells. May look to take out the Clan Castle or Eagle Artillery, or maybe even spread them around a little bit. Lots of options. We'll have to see what Diff from Vatang does as these lightning spells get ready to come in.
It's not often on these players' minds, but time remaining is the final tiebreaker if there does happen to be an even Steven standing on stars and overall destruction percentage. Diff has got to be making moves fast because with 10 dragons, they don't necessarily go in super quick. One rage spell will be a little bit to help keep them on target, but it's mostly about trying to loop all the way to the backside. He knocks down an Inferno Tower early, and with the Royal Champion cruising along the outer edge, finds some additional support with a Barbarian King ready to chop down some more structures and get the funnel set for these dragons to swoop through the bottom right side.
Woody, look at all of the defenses he got down from the Zap combination with the Earthquake, and then that Royal Champion. Her Seeking Shield just took out so much, and those bows are 2 out of the 3 remaining bows are set to ground, so he's set up really nicely to fly in here and take this base down. We still have the Queen to be deployed as we're getting ready. Here we go, Woody. From this left-hand side, the dragons are going to fly right at the Town Hall.
Balloons to check for Seeking Air Mines on that Tesla farm, and Dip finds none. He sends in the Stone Slammer to knock those apart, and this is going to be an easy sweep for these dragons. He must be feeling awfully confident because there hasn't been anything to stop him yet, and very likely there will be nothing to stop him on the backside. That Grand Warden doing his best to cover as many dragons as possible, but with the freeze spells coming in to stop that Giga Inferno and an air defense, Dip is getting maximum value from these spells. Eternal Tome protects from the Giga Bomb cluster, and this looks like a triple once again to me, Bash.
This is looking really good, Woody. The value from his opener with those lightning spells was incredible. Set up the pathing great for the dragons and save the Queen here until the end just to help finish off some of these defenses and some of those higher hit point structures. Surely a 3-star for Diff. This is incredible. 3 for 3 for both of these teams, and we are on pace for an amazingly high-scoring war, I'm going to say, because I'm not jinxing anything, Woody.
He took the road less traveled, and that made all the difference. But Tang with another 3-star using the mass drag strat took a big chunk out of the top left side of this base and finished it off so quick. Lei Feng is left reeling now as another 3-star from Batang keeps these two teams exactly even. The 4th hit could be the upset. Keep your eyes peeled and let us know in the chat who you're cheering on. Batang or Nishang Dance will go home after just 17 more minutes of combat.
Well, we are 6 for 6 between these two clans as we go into the 4th attack for Nishang Dance. Can they keep this alive? Bash, take us in.
Oh, baby, here we go with TN with the P.E.K.K.A Smash, an old school style attack, but this one has made a resurgence here recently, and I am loving seeing this one. Gonna use that Battle Blimp to get nice and far into this base and also pull out the Clan Castle. Okay, I was gonna say he didn't get a full Clan Castle pull, but those Yetis went back in to get the rest of the Clan Castle out. We got Headhunters, we got a Witch, and we got some Archers that would need to be dealt with by this Archer Queen Walk.
Disaggregation of the troop composition in this clan castle. Lots of different stuff to deal with, but Tian's poison and a queen backed up with a Grand Warden is going to be enough. Keep an eye on that single target Inferno. Once any of those heroes get in range, Tian will have to be very careful to shut it down quick. Drops a freeze to help this balloon get a little bit closer and buy some more time for the heroes. Is the balloon going to be able to take it down? That's amazing value, Bash!
One free spell, one balloon takes down the single target Inferno. 200 IQ play from TN, and this is going to give him great pathing right at the Town Hall and through the middle of this base. The King going to come in to set that top funnel. Here comes the wall break, and this one is shaping up nicely. TN looking to keep the perfect streak alive for Nishang Dance. These troops are all going towards that Town Hall, Woody.
When there is no trail set before you, blaze one of your own. Nishang Dance are on fire. And with an Eternal Tome early in through the gates, the Town Hall torn down, and the 2nd star will be claimed. Another Rage, and 2 of them actually with a freeze to back up the back end. 2 multi-target Infernos and a scatter shot are going to be a lot of splash damage, but these P.E.K.K.As are looking mighty, hopping over the walls and still at a huge hit point amount. They are going to be demolishing everything in sight. I think Tad's done it. He's looking for another triple bash.
Oh my goodness, Woody. These teams are on fire, and TN is getting the job done. That was amazing pathing with that queen walk, that single balloon, getting that single target inferno down, and check it out! Nishang Dance 4 for 4, perfect thus far, and I'm gonna say it, they're on pace for the perfect war, 15 stars. It's gonna be on Vatang to respond and build that momentum themselves. Woody, we are on pace for something historic in this elimination matchup. Remember, it goes to stars, and then it goes to percentage, and in the off chance that we get a star and percent tie, it comes down to the matter of time.
When it comes time to rate Tian's attack, he gets 10 out of 10, if you ask me. Another perfect showing for Nishang Dance. He did save onto his free spell and an Archer Queen ability. That might have cost him a few precious seconds if this does wind up being an evenly split perfect v perfect war. That is completely unprecedented in the annals of Clash of Clans championship history. We have never seen a perfect v perfect, but with only 3 attacks left, there is every chance in the world that that is what we are watching now, Bash.
I'm a little bit nervous here, Woody. Young Hung going with a super strong strategy within the Super Witches. Yes, pun intended. However, this is one of the known strategies to be slow. So if it does, I don't even like emphasizing the time factor, but if it does somehow come down to time, this tends to be a slow attack strategy, but he's wasting no time, less than 30 seconds into the raid and the Witches are in. That's what I like to see from Young Hung, diving straight at this Town Hall.
Young Hun is eager to prove that he is not the weak link in this massive Vatang chain. He got a 1-star 60% in his previous war, but with 3 perfect hits already from his squad, he is gonna try to back it up once again. Brought only 4 Super Witches rather than the typical 5 for this strat, and that was to bring an additional Ice Golem and some support from balloons along the outer edge. He's got a nice entry point here, but the Super Witches are starting to spread out to the outside of his base. An Archer Queen still burying deep in with some hogs along the top to protect, but I don't know if this is what he intended, Bash.
No, not at all. Those 3 Super Witches said, I'm out of here, and they went around the outside. If the Queen can gut the base, it could be all right. He's gonna have to get the single down with the Royal Champion, throws her Seeking Shield just in the nick of time, but this is going to be an intense finish. The Royal Champion gets down that key defense, but the Eagle is tucked away into that compartment. This is going to be a close finish here for Young Hung. Lots of troops still up, but 1:20 time's ticking. Let's see how this one finishes up, Woody.
An unexpected follow-up, but it's sweet like RC. Cola killing the Royal Champion. The Archer Queen is still on her charge through the base. Healer's taking some fire now as those Expos are starting to finish them off, but the Queen has got some more support still. A couple of Super Witches on the outer edge with a Grand Warden doing their best to take him down, but that Eagle Artillery's maximum range is firing away at them. Young Hun is running out of time and he's running out of options. 1 free spell left. Where will he deploy it, Bash?
Oh no, the last Super Witch gets obliterated. But one thing he has working for him is this Queen is beating on the wall to get access to everything. She gets through here, she'll have access to the rest of the base. We have that last big boy tanking. Wizard gets down the air defense, 27 seconds. He's got a shot here to get the 3-star, but it's gonna be close as these defenses
4
are
defenses left, Bash!
He goes for the bomb tower! Oh no, Woody.
They're firing away! The last Expo! Grand Warden locks! Needs more shots! Expo's firing! 1 more hit! He has done it! Young Hun keeps pace for his squad! 8 attacks, and they're all triples, Bash!
All the way down
my
to the wire.
goodness, Banks, that's incredible!
Yes, all the way down to the wire. I can't believe, as we're seeing all of our players sat in front of us from Vatang and Nishang Dance, they all look so calm. I know that there's probably a bit of panic internally, but none of them giving anything away from their faces. As you can see, they're all praying now. Oh, you can see from Vatang's side, they are praying for that additional triple at the back end. So it's down to the last 2 attackers from Nishang Dance and Vatang to see how they can close this one out. And we're going to have Unic going first, Woody.
This is without a doubt the closest war we have ever seen in the history of Clash of Clans esports. 12 stars to 12, only 1 hit left step for each team. Who is gonna pull ahead? It is now or never, Bash.
It's all on the line for these squads. Never has this statement been more true. It comes down to this final attack. Unique's gonna step up to the plate and go to bat for his team and try to knock it out of the park with this P.E.K.K.A. smash. Nishang Dance has been crushing with this attack. Can they keep that alive? Battle Blimp coming in to take out the single target Inferno. Let's see what he's got, Woody.
Bases are loaded, and it's the top of the 9th inning. Unique from Nishang Dance has picked up a triple before. Can he do it again? He picked up a 99% two-star in the first war, and that's what sent Nishang Dance down to the lower bracket. He does not want elimination on his plate, and he has got to do everything to not just get the triple, but to do it as quickly as possible.
He's got to move. You're right, Woody. The Queen is working through this Lava Hound. Remember, the Lava Hound tends to slow up troops, but that poison was perfectly placed. He's going to go ahead and get those Lava Pups dispersed. And here we go. The Queen's going to charge towards that Town Hall, and we'll see all of the P.E.K.K.As come in with those bowlers right up the middle of the bases. We have super wall breakers and a jump. Look at the Eagle Artillery on the scatter shot on the back end. That's going to be something to keep an eye on where that Royal Champion comes in as well. King's in to help the funnel, and Woody, this is shaping up nicely.
Lots of splash damage back on the outside, but a tornado trap caught in the middle isn't going to be too much for Unique to worry about. Spinning around and taking a bit of damage, but he will survive that outer windy blow. Traps are going to be an issue for him, though, as all of his troops stacking up in the middle have got to hop over these walls and get to the inside. Going to soak a Gigabomb with his Archer Queen. The only jump spell has been deployed. He's got a lot of base left to go, and those P.E.K.K.As are taking a beating, Bash.
It didn't seem like that's where he wanted the jump, but he had to adapt to get these troops a little bit back inside the base. Man, they are not doing what he wants. He has to pop the Queen's ability. Those P.E.K.K.As going outside. Oh no, this is not going to plan for Unique here. Let's see if he can get everything back on track with this Royal Champion. He's got the Witches inside the middle of the base, but the Queen's going down. One Rage spell. Oh no, Woody.
No!
Oh no.
What is happening? Unique drops a freeze on an Expo, missing the Eagle Artillery I think he was aiming for. Less than a minute remains, and it seems 3 stars are out of his chances here, but his team could still win. Needs as much damage as possible to get that total even higher. A Rage spell goes down in a really aggressive spot here. The final freeze is out, Bash.
Oh! He gets the Eagle Artillery with that Rage, and the Royal Champion Rage gets so many buildings, 29 seconds. He's still alive here, Woody. It's not over. He's got 2 P.E.K.K.As at decent health here, but time is ticking away here. 20 seconds. He's got one more Wizard that's going to need to be deployed. These Witches stuck on a wall is brutal. He needs these Witches to get through with these Skeletons as fast as possible. 14 seconds. I don't think he has enough time. Oh, no, Unique. This is not going to get there, Woody. 8 seconds. No!
Devastation for Nishang Dance. They've got the gas left in the tank, but couldn't get the acceleration going. They ran out of time with a 90% 2-star. They've set the bar high, though, and Vatang need nothing less than a 91% to come on over the top.
Wow, that was devastation. Those P.E.K.K.As did not want to go inside. They took that outside path, and he had tried to get them back in with the jump. Perhaps could have moved it up a little bit, but man, I think the jump was just a little too late to try to save it. But it's all going to come down to this final attack for Warning. Good luck. Here he goes. He needs a 91% 2-star, and he's coming in with the Zap Dragons. What are you thinking, Woody? Pressure's on.
This is by no means a guarantee for Vatang to pick up the win. They might have 4 3-stars already, but Warning has yet to get one of them. A 76% 2-star and a 66% 2-star. He is not on an upward trajectory and will definitely need to give it his all in this very final fight. Nishang Dance, like a phoenix, picked up 14 stars and a 98% average destruction. If you had told me before this war began that that would not be enough to guarantee advancement, I would have looked you dead in the face and called you something nasty I shouldn't say on stream. Warning from Vatang has got his funnel set up on the right side corner and will be pushing in hot, Bash.
He's got, look at what he did here. He gutted that whole corner with the Royal Champion and the lightning spells, and he's got a great shape here for the dragons. A lot of times we'll see those heroes come in to keep the dragons inside, and that's exactly what we see here. Yeti, King, Queen on that left-hand side, and we're making a strong push right in towards the Town Hall with the Drag, Loon, Stone Slammer, and Warden here, Woody.
Rage him up with a Fusro Da! The Dragon Master Warning knocks apart the Town Hall and claims the first star. Remember, he needs a 91% overall damage to get the win for his team. Are they golden? Are they diamonds? Will they be alive when it's all said and done? 1.5 minutes separates Batang and Nishang Dance from elimination or glory in the playoffs.
Oh man, these dragons are fading fast. We still have that Stone Slammer as that pops right there. We got the Queen's ability. We still have quite a bit. I don't know that this has enough to get there as these dragons are going down quickly. However, the Queen is healthy. Oh man, this is going to be close, Woody.
I think he's got it. He still has the Queen ability ready to use. Balloons might be stacking up, but they have done all they needed to. It is on a rampage. Warning has yet to get the 3-star, but this is his chance to shine. 2 stars and 91%. The Tang are going to the playoffs.
Oh my goodness, he got the 3-star, got through this brace. We get the perfect war. Warning gets it done, Banks.
Words were never truer that was an absolutely brilliant performance from both clans. But the Tang managed to secure that win and go through to Sunday's finals. The most admirable performance as well by Nishang Dance. You hate to say it, but they will be going home, and that is the end of their World Championships journey. Congratulations once again to Batang for making it through into tomorrow's playoffs, where they will have the opportunity to battle it out on Sunday for that all-important World Champions trophy and the $1 million prize pool. I mean, I can't believe what I've just witnessed. We were so close to having a perfect war, weren't we, Woody?
Being with the second one, so Sunday is the one we are needed to wait. So let's directly go with it. Alright, let's get back to our clan one more time. Alright, I would all say is thank you so much for being here one more time, and all we need to do is we need to wait for Sunday, that is tomorrow, and they'll have final of our championship. All right, so I'll soon be back with you with our more attacks and more of the videos related to Clash of Clans and something related to it. So if there is anything you would like to ask, please feel free to ask for anything. Stay available and stay online, stay gamed, and stay tuned. Bye bye.